last time on Manifest Destiny, um, the party had reconvened after splitting up for quite a while um, to basically get back to ground, see what the plans are, and then you guys split up again to wrap things up in Respite. Uh, During your wrap ups, um, Jacob and Victor and Jericho found out a little bit of information from the captured bandits, specifically that they don't know who their boss is, uh, and they just know that he's someone that works for the mayor. Um, Other than that, you guys also found out that to the west there's another contingent of small troops of bandits that are hiding in the woods somewhere. Um, Cadence went and talked to the father, who didn't really have much new to say other than, wanting to offer advice. Uh, that's pretty much all that Cadence learned. I don't think Cadence learned anything new. Um, what else?
Sigh.
Uh,
Yeah, what's
Hale
Casey's
went
now?
to the bar to
Nothing.
gather some rumors. Hale learned a little bit of some stuff that he didn't hear until he heard from the bar. Uh, Fiora went and talked to Derek Deshar, was given an offer to join them, um, and had a little bit of sympathy for her. Who else? And then I guess there's a small, thing that happened with Florence, where Florence went into the mines and
Small thing.
was accosted by
It
some
was a tiny scuffle.
tiny scuffle.
I mean, by our standards, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it's almost like it's not like almost 2 players died or anything.
It's this thing
Almost.
that we keep people go off alone and then they almost die and we're like, man, we shouldn't let that
Hey.
happen again. And then it just sort of keeps happening.
Let's make it 3 for 3, guys.
I'm good.
No.
I'm sorry, Victor's already had his almost die moment this season. Thank you.
Cadence was the first. I don't need to. Actually, no, that was definitely Victor. Victor was the first.
Victor has been.
Yeah, I
like,
forgot.
almost
I
died
forgot
once
that
since Victor
occurred
just thought
before
about
the
it.
leeches.
yeah, hi.
That
I was at one health in a church. You may remember.
We're all just trying to replicate
It
that.
may come to mind. Only about half of you said it was like one of the most memorable moments in the whole campaign. Just for the record, it may have come up.
I'm gonna go back through and delete all those comments.
No. I'm not gloating. You'll know when I'm gloating.
Anyways, Florence did go into the mines alone at first, and they found out some information about the mines, specifically exactly where the staircase is going downwards into the secret section of the mines, and the fact that all types of magic deactivate when you go past that.
Oh god, which raises so many issues.
Apart from that, they also encountered a little puzzle room, but before they could get too invested into solving it, where Florence was attacked by the Wendigo.
I knew it.
Sorry, is that the first time I said its name out loud?
Yes.
Well, technically, you're not supposed to say the name. That's a part of it.
I thought that was Beetlejuice.
No, I think
I'm pretty sure. Wendigo.
speaking it is not good.
I'm pretty sure.
The
That's
Wendigo?
not bad. Yeah, I don't think. I've
Yeah.
never heard that part of the Wendigo lore.
I thought that
I don't
I've
think
always
the Wendigo comes for you if you say its name.
No, but I think native
What,
tribes don't say it because it's not
I mean,
Well, we're not
yeah.
native.
Oh.
We're
Oh,
invaders.
It's sort of how when people type
Oh.
God, but they put the asterisk where the O is. It's like that.
People still.
don't take the Lord's name in vain, guys.
Do people do
Anyways,
that?
I didn't
Yeah,
know
people
that.
do that.
Some people, Jake, believe it or not, have really strange religious beliefs.
Huh.
But aside from that, Florence got attacked and was put down to the highest scar that we have seen so far manifest, along with
Breaking the previous record set by Cat.
along with Hale getting quite a bit of damage put upon him.
He's afraid of the dark.
Then
Oh,
Hale, Fiora, and Florence all escaped by the skin of a hair, teleporting to safety, and you guys are reconvening in the little meeting spot in the woods here.
And Florence almost just died. Yippee! But she's
yep.
Yep,
not dead.
yep.
I wouldn't
Back
say
up
she's
to
fine.
1
She's not
HP.
dead.
With I think it was a negative 24 scar.
Oh, dear God.
That's pretty bad.
That's real bad.
That's pretty fucking bad.
Florence,
That's
since
pretty bad.
like a few moments have passed since Florence came back to. She seems a little bit distant from you guys, but more or less not looking to make it about herself. Um, other than that, you guys, I believe it was 3 p.m. when you guys split up last time. It should be around 5 p.m. now. Only a couple hours have passed. Uh, and you guys don't know the specific time in the morning the thing is happening. But I know you guys said you were looking to a long rest.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of us were looking into. Yeah.
So, and I know I brought up if you guys want to stay in town, that's going to cost a fee. And if you guys want to go back to the camp, it's free.
But we don't have time to go back to camp and get back in time, so it's kind of a moot thing. We have to stay in town.
I
Well,
mean,
no, if we leave for camp, we have to go like right now.
I was going to say, you
Yeah.
guys would get back by 5 a.m. tomorrow.
But we don't know when
I mean, that's
the
fair.
people are going to be doing anything.
That's fair, but for all you guys know, they could be
Just-
doing it at 1 a.m. So regardless.
They said morning.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, wouldn't it be better if we were in town for 1 a.m.?
I mean, it's y'all's choice.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to get blown up.
Look,
Yeah.
hell, no one's big on getting blown up.
I mean,
I
Hale's
mean-
got a good point. Like, why be here to get blown up?
I do think it's
Stop it. But
perhaps
I'm
a
not gonna
little
die.
wiser to stay here just because we can immediately get up, you know. Or, yeah, I mean, at the very least, some of us could keep an eye on things. I don't know.
Who is it hurt and tired?
Who isn't?
Victor
Yeah, who
is
isn't?
fine, I think.
I think
Cadence
Victor.
isn't good.
Let me amend that. Victor has -7 physical vitality, but he has like 41 others. So like, you know, Victor's fine.
Cadence is relatively. She's unharmed physically.
I mean,
so.
he kind of walks with
Oh
a
my
limp, but he's been doing
God.
that for a while. So
Hale. Hale is fucked up.
What? He's fine. He's just at 1 emotional vitality and -32 health.
It looks like
But it's fine.
it looks like half the party is pretty roughed up. Cadence isn't roughed up, but you are pretty low on mana.
I am, so I do need the rest because.
Also, you guys have 2 short rests you can do. It's just not going to refill everything up to full.
I think Hale definitely needs to take a long rest.
That's fair.
I don't think it's realistic for him to keep going.
Hale needs a long rest. Yes, he does.
So what? So if we do a short one, what do we get?
Let me make sure I'm quoting this right. It's been a while
Ear.
since I wrote the rule, and you guys haven't done it. So let me check. Short. Oh, come on. Short rest. So for a short rest is something that lasts at least 1 hour, and they can roll 2d15. And they can use basically. So if you get 7 and 10, then you can put 7 into one thing and 10 into another thing. So you have to put the total of something in to one thing.
Okay.
So you can't split up the 7 between 4 different things.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Because just taking a short rest. So if Victor were to take a short rest and then keep an eye out for the bandits, would I get exhaustion?
So if you were to take a short rest and then kept eye out for bandits, would you get exhaustion?
Because I'm not sure if exhaustion is you have to take a long rest or you have to take any form of rest. Because
Wow. So I mean, if you want to also just like, if you guys did shifts, I would give everyone a long rest.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
if like some people were, working at a certain time, then another shift happened, so on, so on. So that way everyone got maximum amount of rest possible without, a bunch of bullshit. If that sounds fair.
All right.
You, you wouldn't. So short rest specifically don't get rid of exhaustion. It would.
Okay.
It would maybe push it back a little bit until you got it, but you would still end up getting it.
Okay. Cool. Look, I think if we're staying in town, it's wise to use that to actually look out for these bandits. So, I mean, I reckon we just get, a room for our wounded, so Hale and Florence, and then shifts. Rest of us take shifts out in the forest, come back. That way we all get sleep.
Okay.
And of course, whoever draws the short straw is the one that sees the bandits.
Oh,
So
And whoever would be watching them would have the can. We'd be.
So would it be all 7 of you doing a shift each?
No, because I don't think Florence and Hale are. I don't think I want to do that to either of them.
2, 4, 6.
So there'd be 5 of us.
I also need to. Well, I need to. If I do that,
Chris
would
said
I-
it would be a long rest. I just
Okay.
don't want to make either of them do it because god
Yeah.
damn they're hurt. I don't need them getting jumped by bandits.
As long as you guys can split the shifts to where no one's doing longer than 2 hours, it's all good. So everyone gets at least 6 hours of rest. And with 4 people, you can split it into 4 shifts. 4 people, 4 shifts, yeah. And that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8. So you'd be all good with 4 people doing shifts.
It's out of a courtesy and kindness sort of deal.
But if the plan is to get a room at the Broken Axe, it will cost 5 wealth for the whole party.
Well,
Or was it 5 or was it 4? Let me make sure.
I think you said 4 previously, but
I can check real quick. I have it written down.
Okay.
in the notes.
I don't even think I know what my wealth is.
you're a
Ship
poor
night.
boy. Also, holy
Not-
shit! How do you guys have so much money?
I don't.
I have
They've been.
Victor.
Lawrence has 15. Fiora has 19. Freaking Jacob is 26.
It is 4 wealth.
Vic-
Okay.
Victor has a.
Fucking yeah! People have been doing stuff and getting money.
I
I'm
spent
sorry I
all
haven't been looting corpses. I'm sorry I have a conscience.
I ain't been doing none of that.
mine. Man, I should start doing that.
Hale.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, don't need it anymore. They're
That's
corpse.
not okay. Thank you, Hale. Well, I mean, look, if we're gonna be taking shifts in the room, 4 of us can pay 1. You know.
Yeah, I guess I could pay 1. I think Bear. I said my dog's name. Hale wants to sleep in a bed tonight.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm happy to throw 1 into the pot.
I'll throw 1 wealth in.
Okay. So that's 2 wealth.
See, it's a shame that the 2 richest people here aren't here right now, because I think they would be more than willing to...
Jacob will give up 1 wealth.
How about
Yeah, I
Jacob
think-
pays for
I don't
Hales?
like it, but
I have no wealth to give.
roll
Well,
1d10 real quick.
Okay.
D10 wealth.
How do you roll again? Is it
Oh
slash
shit, I'm not
roll?
in the
slash
Oh no,
roll
it's the
roll,
roll
20.
button.
and then no,
Embarrassed,
you can
Catherine.
just type it in the chat /roll and then space
okay.
1d10.
Holy shit. My tummy
Oh no, okay.
hurts.
I think you
Your
put
tummy hurts.
roll 10.
My tummy
It's like,
hurts.
I'm gonna
Maybe I
send you
need to
exactly
eat
how you
something.
put it in there.
That is usually one of the reasons.
To die. Put it in there just like that without the period.
Period. Oh hey!
Yeah, okay. So I'll put 6 wealth in your inventory real quick.
Hey Jericho, you want to pay for the hotel?
That's most of his wealth.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Yeah, you
I
can't
mean, how
feed
much
it.
more do we need?
Jacob put in 1, so there's only 1 wealth needed now.
Yeah, I can put one in.
Look at that. Yeah, as everyone puts in the funds, there's more than enough going around. If you guys make it over to the Broken Axe, you can see that it's, starting to pick up a little bit. It looks like people are getting into their downtime. But Christine is more than welcoming and letting you guys know that there's plenty of room for you guys to stay the night.
Wonderful.
Um,
5B. Yeah.
so, it is officially y'all's downtime. Downtime, not many bad things are going to happen unless it happens on your watch.
Unless you politely request for them to happen.
That'll be up to the luck of the roll. But regardless, is there anything you guys want to talk about, single out someone, have a scene with, or anything like that?
Well, what do we? I feel like we should plan for what the plan is when we start looking for.
There's plenty of room in the Broken Axe to have a sit down and talk everything out.
Okay.
What plans?
Well, for what we're doing in the morning, because our knowledge is that there's people coming from is it the west?
They're gonna be surrounding the town.
Okay. But they did confirm that there are people hidden up in the west, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys just learned that there's a group out in the west that does certain things when ordered
Okay.
to.
When ordered to.
Victor, you just knew that there was a select amount of people that were supposed to sneak around and plant the dynamite. You don't know when, you don't know how many, you don't know where they're supposed to be planting it other than around the town.
Don't we also know that one of the guys, like the dude who's infiltrated the town is working with the mayor or around the mayor?
I know
Yeah.
Victor and Jacob
No.
and Jericho learned it. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I mean, no,
boss
we
is
would have.
unknown.
I think we would have said that.
Yeah.
Do we have someone stay with the mayor? If we think he's gonna be in trouble from one of them?
I think that we. Yeah, I mean, I guess we should be making sure the mayor isn't in trouble, but something tells me that we shouldn't be making sure that the mayor isn't causing trouble.
I mean, it could be both sides of that.
True. Um,
Also, I feel like this could turn into a hostage situation if it goes badly for them.
that's also true. At the very least, too, if we are monitoring like the mayor's like shit, they say that they're waiting for a signal, right, for the West people to be acting. If they're waiting for something to happen internally in the city, or in the town, that's what I would think. Because,
No one said anything about a signal.
but then you say that they act when told. How are they going to be
Yeah,
told
but-
something unless?
But I will say specifically, Victor, when he was in the East Camp, he was supposed to be part of the people planting dynamite.
Okay.
Nothing was ever stated where the West people were supposed to be involved in the plan at all. You don't know if they are or aren't.
Interesting. Okay.
You also don't know how they signal them, if for whatever and whenever they need them.
tricky.
Does that guy just straight up have the message ability from D&D? That one dude.
I mean, you don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's safe to, like, even without an insight check, you know for a fact he never screamed for anybody, and people came, like they knew exactly what was going on the entire time.
Okay, I definitely think that dude is going to be who's gonna, if they do have a signal, it's gonna go through him. He has a way to communicate with people.
Okay.
Hmm.
So basically, you're saying that there's someone that can mentally signal another without
Yeah.
any physical. Oh dear.
Yeah, he didn't say a word, and then I have 4 guns pointed at my back.
I wouldn't. It's not exactly good.
Other than him, are there any specific individuals we have to worry about?
The Shadow Man.
Shadow Man's.
Can't forget
Excuse
about
me?
him.
Shadow Man.
Yeah, don't be near the Shadow Man.
Yeah.
Why are you trembling, Hale?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Just do not let his shadow touch you.
Victor will show everyone an image of the Shadow Man.
Yeah.
To kind of.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're in gallery. They are extremely tall, blonde, and or sorry, not blonde, dark haired and intimidating. Honestly, I need to roll my 1d100.
Yeah, that's the Shadow Man. This guy's very spooky. He's
Is
got
he-
something going on with shadows. I don't think he's lucid. I don't know what he is.
He doesn't look familiar at all, does he? Like, it's not like somebody we've seen around.
No. New face.
No.
He's able to dredge up things from the past that you wish you had forgotten.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, since it's been a little bit of time, Hale, make an insight check for me regarding that, specifically about their ability.
Okay. Where's my sheet? There it is. Okay. Mind.
Mm-hmm.
Suspect everyone, because I'd be thinking about this, because I don't want this to reoccur again.
Okay.
Shady detective, because I think like a detective. And I go through the thought process of...
Oh wait, never mind. This specifically
And
wouldn't
also
apply to
he's a
you.
shadow man, so he's shady.
I have to rescind you making this roll. I thought you had went through something that you did not go through. I apologize.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Well, shit, that means there's something out there that we could have seen, but we didn't. Oh, no.
It's,
Or he has to...
I thought Hale was in the party when something happened, but never mind.
You thought he was more traumatized than.
Yeah.
Dope, man.
It was before his time.
Oh.
It was before
Wait.
his time.
It was before Hale was in the party.
Huh?
What?
That's
No,
what
no,
he's
no.
been... Okay.
Don't read into it too much.
Okay.
I'm
Um,
reading.
Jericho's gonna crack the whole case of every mystery I have. No, despite other than what you said already, like he showed you his worst fears. There's nothing else you could figure out deeper than that.
Okay.
Well, what else you guys have to
I
talk
think
about?
somebody who has it all together should probably face him.
Hell, I don't think that's any of us.
Well, whoever's the most put together here. It's not me.
I think that would be Cadence.
Not right now, I suppose.
I think it would be Cadence.
Would it be?
Emotionally put together?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What's your HP?
my emotional HP.
Mm-hmm.
70.
70. And that's with a negative 17 currently, which should be healed. I don't know why it's not, because we've
Mine is
rested.
Victor's is 60.
So it's 87.
Mm-hmm. What was negative 17 from?
I don't know.
Whatever. I don't
Whatever.
remember you taking damage here in Respite.
I haven't. That's why I was like, ah.
But yeah, Shadowban hurt hell.
So the
He
blue
fucking
flame
did.
man. Or the Wendigo.
The Wendigo. Oh yeah, Wendigo was spooky. I guess you might want to. Oh, Florence, you're here. Or you guys have gotten rooms in the Broken
Hi,
Axe,
hi.
and you guys are talking about like plans and what to do.
Am I
Coming up,
awake or am I sleeping?
you're awake. The whole
Okay.
party's talking right now about plans.
Probably
And
feel. Oh
everything.
my god.
You are at 1 physical HP though.
Oh boy. Okay. Give me a second to go to my desk. I haven't eaten yet, so there will be a
Okay.
brief moment where I
Oh, yeah.
mute.
Oh yeah, I mean you guys got food at the end, so.
No, I mean physically.
I
IRL.
know.
I have
Yeah, you guys said you wanted time to talk about what to do. What are you guys gonna do?
Also, I don't know what the hell's going on with the mines, but don't go in there alone. Anybody, and he's gonna look up Florence.
Florence doesn't really respond to that. I think she just kind of shudders and looks down at her clasped hands.
I could have told you not to go in there before going in there. I just talked to one dude, and he told me enough.
Hey, that's fair.
Whatever that thing was, it has very hot flames, and they move on surfaces. Like, he doesn't have to touch you.
Oh yeah,
Suppose it makes sense that it'd scare you.
Chris, do I have like
Yeah.
physical scars from the fire?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay.
The funniest thing about this is that you played a character with burn scars, and then you didn't, and then now the character you're playing currently has burn
It's a
scars.
canon event. What can I say?
Also, Florence, something I don't think has been said out loud. I mean, like, I'm not going to be a stickler about it later on, but you haven't shared the fact about the magic cutoff in the mines.
I have what? Sorry, say that again.
You haven't shared the fact about the magic cutoff in the mines yet.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I'm so sorry. What all has been shared? Just so I don't like
Not
information.
much. Pretty much.
We're just trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Nothing new has been said. Everything that should be known has been said, as in regards to like what has happened with like the criminals and their plans.
What happened after like I woke up? Because last I remember is like I was being healed, and then now I'm in a.
So yeah, you were getting healed, and you were cognizant for a little bit in the little rest spot. It was dug out in the woods, and the party talked about either going all the way back to camp or spending the 4 wealth and resting in town. And you guys decided to rest in town tonight.
Yep, we divvied up the wealth. Don't worry. We only took one from Jacob.
Yeah. It was mainly because Jacob had 26 wealth. He's going to be mad because of the belt buckle.
Well,
If he's super mad, I'll give him one of mine. Well,
Okay.
but
Okay.
Oh God. Okay. What was her name? The waitress that was here last time I was
Christine
at Broken Axe?
Holloway. There's
Is Christine here?
Yeah, she's here. She's the bartender. There's 2 waitresses that walk around, and they've been like bringing drinks, but they're not much to stop and talk. You guys are at the big center table here. So if you want to just hop on over and talk to her, it's not far of a walk.
I don't think I can do that though. Okay, yeah. Florence is sitting at the table. Her hands are kind of clasped together. She seems kind of out of it. She kind of pipes up and mentions, While we're talking about the mines, I don't know if it was the Wendigo or I can't piece it all together, but there was no magic. I could feel it. It felt like the first time in a long time where I didn't have this crutch. I just wanted to investigate to see if I could be of any use.
You couldn't do anything supernatural down there?
No, if I would have been able to, I would have gotten out. But I don't know how to explain it.
Well, I still use my ice ability.
There's a threshold almost. It felt like the deeper you got into it, the more things didn't make sense.
Yeah, you might. It's kind of like hard swimming around, especially after the physical trauma you went through. But you like have like vague memories of getting like 20 feet taller and like 8 feet shorter.
There was like, do I remember like doors?
Yeah, you remember the doors. It's like it's like kind of all over the place, kind of like after a night of heavy drinking, and you wake up the next morning like you remember it, but it's just kind of like the order of things might be a little fuzzy.
She puts her hands to her temples and she kind of like rubs the side of her head. There were doors and growing and shrinking. It honestly felt like something out of a book.
Interesting.
Do we have to go in the mines? Can we just not go in the mines?
Well,
Like,
that is where the... Well, wait, do we know that?
Yeah, we do.
We do? Okay.
We do.
Well, that's where the eyes Fleckbon are. The thing that the...
Well, can we speak, before Victor says that, can we speak not in actual terms, because it's,
Okay, that's where
people could be listening?
That's where the thing
I
that
will
the
say
bandits
for
want are.
the one place that I will be nice to you guys as a DM is anywhere you're resting. So anywhere you're resting, like outside forces listening in, all that. It's not gonna happen.
So we're good then?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Anytime you're resting.
That's even though the important thing that those bandits want, it's in there, Hale.
The
It's
what?
also important to us, for the record.
you mean the eyes that make you go even more insane? I don't want those things.
Why
We
are we
don't-
getting
they're
those?
not. They're not for us.
Yeah, but someone's gonna have to touch them.
Well, isn't that what Jacob's supposed to be doing?
Look,
I guess.
I'll do it if it doesn't.
I mean, we don't really have to have Jacob do that. I mean, the Harbingers are the ones who want him to do that.
I
Maybe
God
they
dog,
know something.
I don't quite right. He said me only. God dog.
Okay, Boomhauer.
To me, it sounds like the Harbingers want us to get out of there, and then we're gonna get attacked as soon as we leave the mines.
Well, I think the Harbingers want us to give it to them, but all we gotta do is just not give it to them and use it.
He said he wanted me to keep them, and then he kill Lekabon.
But anyways, I feel like we can talk about this later, because we're not going to be worrying about this until the bandit stuff's over, right?
We're not.
I feel like it's a bit more pressing to figure out what the plan is moving forward, immediately than, what's gonna happen after that.
So how big do you guys think this town is? Like in miles?
Like there's the valley itself, which is pretty long mileage wise, but the town itself is not massive by any fucking means.
How big is it?
Probably from like the first house on the west side to the last like church area on the east side, maybe a mile, maybe a mile and a half, maybe two,
Okay, why don't
maybe
I just sit
less.
in the middle of town and just make a radius of a mile of ice, and they just can't even come into town
Your
without getting
plan,
really
your
hurt?
genius plan is ice.
I mean, yeah.
You think
Or
ice
more
is...
like a hailstorm.
Hell,
I don't see the issue here. If we all stay inside, what are they gonna do?
Do you think we're just... I mean, I'm not... Did it really stop them at the camp?
So, Florence, your question: the harbingers, the mayor's connected to the harbingers, and he's the one who claimed to have planted the eyes of Lycaban beneath the town. Um, and the harbingers are the only ones that knew where the eyes were. And Jacob was ordered to get information regarding that, and then go claim the eyes himself to kill Lycaban.
I'm just saying it could weaken them or slow down their plans, or maybe even make them delay even further if we needed to.
Honestly, wouldn't hail, not the person hail, but wouldn't the weather hail ruin the dynamite?
Or set it
Uh,
off? I'm not really a...
Well,
Yeah.
it's gunpowder sets off flames set off dynamite, not ice.
yeah,
It's
I
a
don't. It's not
hailstorm,
for,
not a rainstorm.
I don't think impact forces dynamite to explode.
Unless it's gunpowder, but it's not. You guys said that you saw dynamite, not gunpowder.
It needs ignition, and ice isn't gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless
Will it even stop it, though? It's just hail. It's not a torrential downpour.
I mean,
I mean, you felt the
it hurts you.
pain. It hurts, but it's like
Yeah,
blocks with
yeah,
like
no,
fist-sized ice.
It hurts, but I could still, light a stick of dynamite.
Oh yeah, but if we start early and don't even let them get to town,
what about a blizzard? I mean,
Hail
Against eyesight.
specializes in pissing people off with little balls of ice.
I would love to make a blizzard. That sounds really fun.
if
I ain't seen him do much else.
Cadence is able to make it rain and hail's able to freeze it a bit, then instead of hail, it's snow.
Oh, could
Less
we
visibility.
combine our abilities for that?
So
Whoa.
for something that large scale, it'd be a higher risk, but technically it's possible.
Can I put my mind into it as well to help? Since I'm gonna be trying to help control it more.
I would say it'd be two separate roles regardless.
Okay.
Do you think the Harvagers would possibly try to attack during a snowstorm? I mean, that'd be kind of risky no matter what you're affiliated with.
That would,
Yeah.
buy us a day. Right? You probably can't keep it going forever. Look, I don't hate it.
I mean,
but I
I
just don't think it
can
would...
keep it going forever as long as I don't stop it.
What
Or
about,
if I get knocked out.
Would it buy
what
you
about
just
the
enough
villagers,
time?
the townsfolk? Would that-
Yeah, we have to consider the other people here.
Everybody needs to stay indoors.
I would say
feel
they
like
already
that's
said
For
the-
that they were.
days? Everyone's already
I
low
feel
on
like-
food.
I feel
keep
like
them out
that's
of
a
trouble,
pretty
though.
simple order for someone who might get blown up with dynamite.
Didn't
And if
the
people really need food, I can deliver it to them because the blizzard's not going to affect me.
You're going to deliver food to an entire town.
Not an entire town, but I can
While
bring
keeping
out
a
care
blizzard going.
packages. I mean,
how long do you think the bandits will? It seems like
Yeah,
they're
I
pretty
mean,
bad. They could probably wait
yeah.
quite a while.
I'd imagine the second you stop, they'll just come in, right?
well then I just don't stop.
Hail is going.
Why
to
is that an
lead
option
to
in your eyes?
respite.
Look at
I
you right
mean-
now, Hale.
I'm just saying that I don't feel like we have a great way to combat this at the moment.
We've already dealt with so many. We've dealt with 10 of them already. 5 of them are in jail. and Jacob
We,
took out a
we
few.
dealt with lackeys. We didn't deal with anybody important.
Yeah, that just means that there's less people in the way.
Who was the person that I saw that looked different from everyone else, Kalen? Was that Shadow Man?
Yeah, that was Shadow Man.
Okay, just making sure. Well, I mean, or we could set up a snipers den.
I think
mean,
that's
we have
already.
several
Yeah, I think we should. I don't look. I think it's. I think the wizard could buy us maybe a day, maybe half a day. If they don't care, maybe no amount of time, and then we would have wasted a huge amount of effort.
I doubt they
Also,
wouldn't care. It's gonna be pretty cold.
okay. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like little weather hadn't really stopped me in the past. So I don't
What
know.
are we planning on doing for the Eyes of Lekabon?
I think we have to deal with the bandit problem first. Because I don't know, that whatever the hell is down there feels like it's gonna need all of us.
Well,
It tore two of you up this bad.
if it's the eyes, they won't. And you think they might actually leave the town alone if they knew where to find them?
And maybe, but then we don't get them, and they're gonna. I mean,
Florence is gonna look over to Cadence. If there's no magic, what would happen to you?
You know, I really don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm sure all of us could agree that we don't want you getting hurt, and, well, I don't even think the hair worked.
I mean, I got you here.
Not in the mines.
Fair.
I mean, if the Harbingers are down there too, Victor, you can't disguise yourself. I can't teleport us out. Fiora can't use her chains. Jacob wouldn't even be able to use the Constitution in the most extreme regards. We'd be going in there as normal men.
I'd be lying if I said I haven't killed people before without my eyes.
I don't think that's the point.
I'm just saying, I feel like we can put up a better fight than we think. But also, I do think we could probably lure the monster towards the area where the magic cuts off and fight it from there. And then enter the mines. I'm sure it's going to pose its own challenge.
There must be a
Okay.
reason why it's down there, though. I mean, there's a town full of people, and yet it's only attacked the mines.
Perhaps it guards the dangerous artifact that we know is down there. Not a big stretch.
Lawrence, did it seem intelligent?
It seemed hungry.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, you did dodge it and, like, were easy to, like, lure it in and evade it, like, 3 or 4 times before it got you. It's just when it got you pretty fucking hard.
At least in my encounter with it, and mind you, it's fuzzy. If you're able to dodge, then it should be fine. Just... if it catches you, well then...
Yeah.
you end up looking like this. And she points to where her new scars are. If one of us were to die down there, we wouldn't be able to get help until we manually got it out. Either we would have to have someone at the entrance, like with Fiora, which lessens our manpower, or we really hope that luck is on our side. I think I might have used up all of mine while I was down there.
I'm agreeing with everything that's being said, but I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We're not even encountering anything there until the people are safe and these bandits are dealt with, and then we can focus on that.
Yeah.
I mean, if we did have the item that the bandits are looking for, we could potentially use that as leverage, could we not?
Like a bargaining chip?
Why would they bother with the town if we're the ones with the item?
Well, I mean, if we were going to do that, we should have done it sooner. I don't think we have time to rest, and
That's fair.
by the
Sounds like
time we
we
get
need a
back up here,
snowstorm.
oh my gosh. By the time we get back up here, there's not going to be a town left for us to bargain for. The opportunity for that, I mean, maybe if we moved fast we could, but Florence is still hurt. I'm
Hale's hurt
not in
too,
great shape either.
especially if he's the one we're gonna rely on to make a snowstorm.
I mean, I just can be sitting inside doing it. I could be,
Hale,
I don't know, do whatever I want, really.
Call
I
it
mean, they're gonna have to find me, and I doubt they're just gonna be easily be able to pinpoint where I am.
Call it a loss of consciousness, but the Harbingers want the eyes, yes?
That is what they want.
Perhaps we could form some kind of a truce. We'll lead them to the eyes, or at least provide backup, and they leave the town alone. That provides us more manpower, leaves the town unhurt, and well, maybe if things get sticky, then we can confront them there. If we're all going to the same place, why not try to make the most of it?
The issue is we don't know what they want to do to those eyes. We don't know anything about their grand plans or anything like that, unless y'all know and haven't said anything yet.
I don't, but I don't like whatever they're doing with it more than whatever we're gonna do.
Well, I mean,
Which-
Victor, you're pretty sticky. Think there's some way we could, I don't know, replace the stone on the tablet?
Not if we pick it up underground. You know, where the magic's all turned off. It's an idea. I don't know. The other thing is, if I was those bandits, I'd be immediately suspicious of any sort of deal we offered like that. It's... I don't know. If they ask for proof of this beast, we could show them your wounds, show them Hale's wounds. But even then, I don't think they'd trust us at all while we're down there. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be surprised if they killed us on sight.
Yeah, I mean, we say we have a deal to offer, they laugh in our faces and shoot us.
Especially after we killed 10 of their men.
Mm-hmm.
5 of them, the other 5 were captured.
Incapacitated.
Oh, well.
Let's
Sure.
go with.
Then, I mean, it'd be risky, but maybe instead of asking them, we ask the mayor?
I suppose we could speak with them.
I don't see why he would need to hurt his own town members. keeps him in office, gives them what they want, gives us an opportunity to stab him in the back.
So we
Yeah,
could ask the mayor if he
it
wants us
seemed
to.
like he was worried about his family's safety when it came to Harbinger stuff, so I don't know how willing he is to put that in risk. Non-Boomhauer Jacob is the only time he's going to speak like that.
Crap. Man, I should have been thinking of this shit before session. Because I'm gonna have to leave and I'm not gonna know what the plan is. Shit.
What about the new person? What do you have to say?
I
Alexis,
feel
it's your
majorly out of my league with the depths of this.
go.
The best I can do is hope y'all figure something out and I fit in to this puzzle.
You're like a vibe detector, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, but like, how does that help in this scenario? Am I just gonna go in the mines and check his vibe?
No, but I just have a feeling that Shadow Man has some very bad vibes, and I feel like you'd be able to sense that.
Okay, but how does that help us at all?
Shadow Man
So
has
we
bad
know where
vibes.
Shadow Man is.
Yeah, I guess figuring
I
out
think he
who the
has
rat
bad
is.
vibes.
Figuring out the mole. I guess that wouldn't be a bad idea. Trace wherever he goes and leads us to where the stuff is. I don't know.
If we found out who the boss is, do you think the
I
bandits
mean-
would continue with their plan if we held him hostage?
Oh.
If you ask me, my money
can
is
make him
on. Look, if I had to guess, would be that fella's guy's name scarred on the back of yours hand. Works for the mayor. Kind of weird.
He does seem
It's either
a bit-
that or the mayor, or not, all of his deputies seem. I don't know. The sheriffs and all them seem like, at a minimum, decent folk. They don't really seem like the kind to be conspiring to destroy a town.
And that's where you'd be wrong.
Sheriff just shoots one of us in the back of the head.
I
Truth
want
is
the
game.
eyes.
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys would want to do that, it would require a little bit of investigation. Hopefully, you'd be able to do it before the bandits make their move.
Well,
I
how
mean-
did you find us, Jericho? Like, you felt our vibe?
I
It felt
was just
like he didn't-
adventuring.
Yeah, it felt
Oh,
like
I don't think
something was
what-
calling you to them. I'll say that what you think of Jericho when you remember back to this morning.
I thought I was just adventuring, and then as I got closer, I got called to them.
Yeah, as you got closer. It wasn't until you got like in town that you felt the call, but it was pretty like a drastic call, like a pool.
Yeah, so I was just out on my own adventuring. It wasn't until I got near you guys that I truly felt that I should chill with y'all.
See?
I didn't even know I could check vibes until I got close to you guys.
Well, what does a vibe look like?
I mean,
Have
it's
you
like,
gotten one yet?
have I gotten a vibe?
A bad one.
Hell,
Or any
say
that you
something
feel-
that gives off a bad vibe.
I want to kill my brother and figure out what he did to me, and then also go and find everybody he loves and murder him in cold blood.
Oh my god.
That's a pretty bad
Huh.
vibe. Any change, Jericho? There's no change. It looks like the same kind of aura.
I mean, your aura is the same, but my personal feelings towards you have been muddled.
What is my aura like?
It's a light blue, and it kind of like, like, almost like snow falling, kind of glimmers around him every time it shows itself.
It kind of looks like a dark, like light blue glow around you. It sparkles.
I sparkle.
I mean,
I guess that makes
I guess
sense.
it kind of looks like snow in a way.
Oh, okay. So, wait, are you like a dream detector? Or I don't know. An ability detector? I don't know.
Dude, I'm on the same wavelength as you. I do not
You
need.
got a tingle. I think this has already been said, but
I
So
mean,
wait, what does
he says the vibes are on everybody, even the non-Nadians. Non-Nadians.
what does like a non-magical person look like to you?
I mean, as far as you're aware, there's only been a small handful of people that you've seen the aura around. Everyone else has nothing.
Like, I mean, I haven't really seen an aura around most people. You guys are the first ones I've seen it around. Maybe it's people with magic powers that have auras.
Hmm.
But that's merely an assumption. I don't have any evidence for that.
Okay, hold on one second. Hale's gonna run outside. Or wait, hold on. See if you can see me through the wall, and Hale's gonna run outside.
This man is crazed.
You
And we know.
you
We
do
know.
not see him through the wall.
See, he just ran outside for no reason.
Hale comes right back in. Did you see it?
No, not a thing.
Okay. Hmm. Okay.
See, I just can't tell you much about these powers, and to be honest, I've never really been in a fight like this. I mean, I only just met y'all today, and I've already seen like 2 of y'all half dead. And we're supposed to go to heaven somehow.
That's how.
Maybe the band is yeah.
I mean, you're doing great, Hale.
Thanks. Hmm. I'm just thinking that you could help, like, spot them somehow. I just don't know your limits or anything.
I mean, what do you mean by spot? Like, you think maybe I can catch their vibe from far away?
Yeah, like if they're visibly seeable, I wonder if you're still able to see like their vibe.
I mean, is it dark outside? Is it
I
nighttime right
mean,
now?
not right now, but like maybe in the morning.
Well, I was more asking Caleb.
It's a little bit like that gray type of tone outside. Not too dark, not too bright. Um, the clouds are a little bit dreary looking, and there's a little bit of mist on the ground that kind of is lazily flowing upwards every now and then.
Okay. Well, if it was later right now, I'd say we could test that theory, but it seems like the only time we'll be able to test it's whenever I'm on lookout later, and if I see it then, it might be a little too late.
Hmm. Okay.
right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm still a fan of playing Ice Storm or
Oh,
Snowstorm.
Yes, of course you are.
I just think that's a bit too out there.
Right. Guys, I don't know what to do. Like, out of character, like, what do we do?
There's a
I
lot of
think we just
reasons.
fucking confront the bandits. I think we're thinking about this way too fucking much.
Yeah.
I think we just murk the bandits, dude. I think we just murk the bandits.
The issue is that we don't even know where to look for that kind of
Fucking
stuff. Like,
yeah, I wish I had gotten that
I feel
information.
like our best bet is finding the rat. And if they are supposed to, if they're the boss, I feel like they're gonna do some signal or something like that, or try to get them. I don't know. I feel like if we can follow or find the boss and follow them to wherever like the dynamite shit is, I don't know.
I feel like knowing who that person is would help us.
God, all of my guesses are based off of dialogue Victor didn't hear.
I mean, did we all share? Cadence, I don't know what information I know and you guys think is important. Cadence has shared everything that she has heard.
No,
I'll just say that.
You're good. This is stuff that Fiora heard that made me sad and go, "Oh, it's totally this fucking guy."
Yeah,
But, like,
I also think
it hasn't. I totally think it is, but it just hasn't come up yet. Victor's just like, I don't know. I smell a con. You know.
isn't here.
Yeah, and won't be.
Do you think Fiora would tell us, Chris?
I already asked. I already asked. Fiora shared what they want to share.
Fucking hell! This is why I share literally everything. Ugh. Okay.
That's
well,
fine.
if we
look, that guy was suspicious anyways, right? Like,
I mean, he saw that I was magic. Like, I clucked that he was magical because he made a reaction toward me. So Cadence has definitely said this bitch is magic. Like, he's lucid at the very least, or is magical.
You know he's lucid.
Yeah, so I've said that
lucid,
information.
But you know he's magical,
yeah, I've known he's magic. So I mean, that's kind of a
okay, all right,
tick in the right direction.
What if we go to the mayor and tell him that we have information that the leader of the bandits is working for him? Why don't we do that? Do we trust the mayor enough to do that? I say fuck it, because if it's the mayor, that's pretty big. You know, I feel like he would react interestingly to that.
Yeah,
I don't think
it
it's.
Isn't,
I'm inclined to say it's not the mayor because Jacob said that his family is like we just know somebody working for the mayor. Like this is out of character. Like I know it's
just trying to read deeper, but yes, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, like at the very least, if we go there and get a read on everybody, maybe Jericho will give us
tell you what,
soul read.
Jacob and I can go do that because we're totally rangers. As we're all Jacob's ranger deputy, of course. And we'll go and we could tell him that and see how things go there.
With Jericho in tow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, we could. Jericho was part of the interrogation. We could say that.
But also, the point for us going is for Jericho to get a soul read or whatever and figure out.
Check.
Vibe check.
I was coming up with his story.
Ooh, okay.
There's always got to be a story. Okay, we can go talk to the mayor real quick. We have a little bit of time here. See how that goes. But ultimately, I think leaning on the plan of just keep an eye out for the bandits around town. Fucking shoot a flare when things get fucking light I don't know, yell in the can, things start going to shit, and we can just have a prolonged, horrible firefight with the evil Shadow Man and his army of bandits, and God knows whoever their boss is.
Okay.
Because I don't think I've got anything better. I think going into mines is something that we could totally do if there wasn't TNT staring down our neck.
That's fair.
I think, that's actually all of it. I'm happy to do that once this bandit thing is sorted, but that's a little bit more pressing, in my opinion.
I'd agree.
And I think what we do know. I think we do know what we do know about the mines is really good. I'm glad that we know it. Sad as the sourcing of that was. I wouldn't have wanted to have gone in there unprepared. But yeah, I think it's the bandits. I think maybe we talk to the mayor, but we more than likely just prep for a fight with the bandits.
Out of character, before we split up, I propose that we do like a group mind roll to see if we can figure out any more information based off of all the shared knowledge that we just collected. Because I feel like we're feeling kind of stuck right now.
Yeah, I'll let you guys all make
if we're
an
like
insight
all
check,
able to
and
do that,
I will give you some information I feel like you guys could decipher from all the info you guys all know shared.
Gotcha. It's so obvious that Derek Deshaw is a piece of shit. It's so obvious. I don't know what his deal is, but
I don't think your name shows up on someone's wrist as a scar if you're not weird. You know, I
Yeah.
don't feel like. I feel like you know.
Like, it's so.
The eyes are mind.
It would be so for insight. It's gonna be mind.
Oh, I just saw the Roll20 chat. Haha. I didn't have it open. And you ever like open Roll20 after a while and then just goes. Whoop!
Man, I love hearing you guys just talk and trying to figure stuff out.
11.
My mind is a 4, so I apologize, guys.
And you have half a mind. I'm sorry. You did this. You made.
Well,
the character.
aren't we just, we're not doing, isn't it just we're adding our mind stats? We're not doing, like, any additional stuff?
I mean,
Or
if you
are
guys
we?
all want to make individual rolls, you can. If you want to
Oh.
make one big roll, I'll allow it.
Fucking
I
whatever.
got a
Yeah.
53.
What the shit?
You got a
What?
53?
This is my wheelhouse.
I will say, I think I like the idea of it just being one big roll.
Yeah.
So
We are kind of pulling our brains.
what I want everyone to do is just to add their mind to this roll.
All right. Well, whoever's doing it, add 12 for
Okay.
Victor.
So everyone.
I got
add your mind.
17.
Cadence has got a 4.
17. Hale's got
I got
17
11.
mind.
Yeah, my mind's
How are you
maxed out.
smarter than
Whoa.
fucking?
Hey, he's
Well,
only smarter on paper.
While everyone's spitting out numbers, who's rolling? Who wants to do the roll?
Dude, give it to me. Let me do
Okay,
it.
Saturn.
Go for it.
Okay, Saturn's gonna do
Dude,
the roll.
dude, hit me up.
I'll
Alright.
tell you everyone's numbers as we go. Florence 6.
Hold on. Fuck, shit, fuck.
Okay, tell me when you're ready for the next.
Okay, 6. Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna give you the full one here because they are willingly holding back information. So
That's fine.
send the full 12 from Fiora.
Okay. Okay, I get 4. Okay, 14.
Okay, and then 17 from Hale.
Sweet Christ.
Hale
It's
is the
31.
definition of high intelligence, low wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely. 31.
Jacob is 8.
39.
Cadence is 4.
Yeah.
43.
Sorry.
Victor is 12.
55.
And then Jericho's 11.
Woo. 66.
Heyo.
66.
What's my risk? Our risk.
Let's go 25. Not too hard.
You guys didn't hear it, but I did the Bugs Bunny like our risk.
You guys have gathered a lot of information. That's pretty good.
Roll20 loves me. That's just
Gotta get your head in the game.
Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate that.
Oh, okay, sorry. Isabel was asking me a question.
Wow, how dare she
I'm
ask you fucking
sorry.
questions? What the fuck?
Uh,
Doesn't
okay,
she know
I
that
have to
we're busy?
leave in 12 minutes. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Okay,
Sorry,
let
I'll
me
shut
get
the
this.
fuck
Let
up.
me get this information out. So, you guys bouncing ideas off after this full day of doing once-overs and thinking and talking. I will say, with the information that the boss is most likely, and depending on how trustworthy the information is, most likely working for the mayor, it makes sense for it to be Derek Deshar. He started working last month, 3 months or 2 to 3 months after the bandits have established. If the leader was looking to, infiltrate and, figure stuff out, what better role to take than getting in there and, offering to help defend the town. He creates the problem, he creates the demand, and then he makes the supply. What else? So you guys have been talking about the mines. So regarding the mines and the beast, Hell brought up the idea of the fact that you guys could lure it out to where you can use your magic, which Hell does know for a fact that the beast is dumb enough to go feral and climb all the way out of the non-magic zone. You guys also know it can somehow cast magic down there itself. You don't know how it does it, but there seems to be some type of rules going on in that cutoff zone. For some reason, it could cast magic when everything else was null and void for Florence. What else? So with the Derek Deshar, you guys discovered that. Regarding the bandits in the town, sure, you don't know when or how they'll be coming in, but you know that this is a valley and there's only 2 ways to come into the town that you know of. Technically, you guys do know of a third path, but it goes into the mountains, and it's not really an easy path to take. So if they're gonna come into the town, at most they have 3 paths. At minimum, they have 2, east and west, and it's super narrow to look through. And there's already 2 deputies looking on the east side. What else? Yeah, you guys know that the bandits want the eyes. As far as Victor, you're concerned with your contribution to this, you think that Shadow Man seemed pretty genuine when he said, if like they give the eyes, they'll leave the town alone. Do with that what you will, but it seems like they don't care about being the bad guys or being evil. They just want the eyes by all means possible. And what else? You guys have been talking about the mayor. So, information I'll clarify for you guys. You guys know that the mayor's involved with the Harbingers. As far as you know, there are no other Harbingers around the area. You do know...
Present company excluded. I'm sorry.
Zane.
Huh?
Don't worry,
Don't
Zane.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. Keep going. Sorry.
So, you guys know that he seems to be the only active member of the Harbingers or associated with the Harbingers. You're not even sure if he is a member, quote unquote. But he worked for them and they have some kind of hold on him. You don't even know if he likes working for them because it seemed like he was pretty fearful from what Jacob's testimony says. From all of that, you do know he planted the eyes, and he seems to be the only one in town that knows about the eyes, other than you guys now. So if the town is to get the eyes from anyone other than you, then it would be the mayor. So you don't know if the bandits know. It seems like they're pretty up in the air about who knows where the eyes are, and they're looking to do some pretty shock and awe type movements to figure that information out. Parties that have been seemingly interested in this debacle, the few people that you guys that are even aware of the eyes, you know that there's one figure now that has information regarding it, is James Briggs. He was eavesdropping on the mayor and the father. Cadence, you know that the father at least knows of the eyes and that the fact that they exist in the town. And was talking to the mayor about it, specifically about giving them up to save the town members. I think that's it that you guys would know. If that helps clarify. If you guys have anything that you want a little bit more clarification on, you're successful, I can clarify on things. Anything? Going
I don't
once?
got nothing.
I got an idea, guys. Why
got
don't we
what's up.
shoot them?
Well, that's likely what's gonna happen.
I like that
Look,
one.
Jacob,
Here.
I suggested a snowstorm, and they didn't like it.
You know, last time there was he's gonna do quote unquote snowstorm. I
Well,
got beat up pretty bad just from you.
Well,
Nobody else touched
that's
me.
why
Just you.
Cadence can sing and make it less painful. Is just be snow. That's what our idea was.
It won't keep him away forever. We need a more permanent solution.
Not forever, but we do need to talk to Derek Deshawn and the mayor, and we're probably not going to be able to do that tonight.
We can at least talk to the mayor.
I don't think. Do we want to talk to Derek? I don't think we want to talk to him. I think we want
I
to follow him because we don't need to do any talking to him.
Look, I
I mean, we can follow him.
With the clarification, obviously, it's he out of every candidate that you guys know of personally that could possibly be the boss working under the mayor.
He is the most likely.
He is the most likely. You don't know for sure, but it lines up. Like the fact that he's new to town, him and his crew are the only new people to town.
I know one gentleman that'd be probably pretty good at following old Deshar. He's gonna kind of look at Victor.
Yeah, I could do that. I think step one is You, me, and Jericho pay a visit to the mayor. We let him know that.
Well, you actually do know one of the faces of his good friends, I guess.
I don't need to be seen to follow him.
I'm saying you know the face of the tall man, right? You do not look like
Yeah.
him.
I don't really know everything he knows, though. If we get into a prolonged conversation, I'm toast.
You don't need a prolonged conversation.
We just need to confirm that they're in cahoots with each other.
I mean, I could do it. If I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I could definitely do it. That's not the. Okay, we go to the mayor, tell him that we think that we know that the leader is working for him. Maybe he just caves and says it right there. Maybe who knows? Who knows how he reacts? And I agree. Spine on. I mean, I say spine, tailing Derek. See what he does. I like it. So that leaves the rest of us needing to figure out when this strike is happening, right? And minus the two of us that need to rest. He looks at Hale and Florence.
Well, I don't think Hell has a bad idea with maybe not the snowstorm, but maybe stalling the bandits somehow one way or another, and maybe a small group or somehow we could go get the eyes. If the eyes is all they want, we can get them to leave the town alone as soon as we get them. Maybe the
eyes that are
sheriff's
guarded
office can
by
keep
a-
them occupied for a couple days. At least a few hours. How long could it take?
I mean, it probably wouldn't. I don't know. Look, we don't know if that creature's the only thing down there. We don't know
So
if.
you're suggesting we get ahead of them, grab the eyes, and get them out of here. Basically, let the bandits know that they're no longer in the town and the town ain't in danger.
Exactly.
Or we tell them they're in the mines after we get them out. nothing like good bait.
You think there's any chance
Or
they
perhaps,
accelerated their plans because we were in the camp?
but I'd hate to see some kind of retribution come upon
I'm
this
gonna
town
point this
upon the
out.
discovery that
I'm gonna point this
the eyes
out.
are no longer there.
I'm gonna point this out because Hale said it out loud, and I'll kind of also as part of the success you guys had. What Hale just said. Say it again.
Do you guys think they might have accelerated their plans since they saw us in camp?
Now I'm not
Oh,
saying
man.
that's what they did. I'm not saying that's what they did, but if they know people were in
Well,
the
they
camp,
only saw you, but sure.
they also saw you jump on the rhino and pour
I suppose
out.
that's fair. Gary defected. Poor guy.
And they know we're a problem because we killed several of them before we left.
Shit.
I'm not saying that they accelerated the plans, but they're
Are you-
probably more than aware that you, Victor,
No, Hale, you're right. I didn't even consider that.
knew the plans.
Crap.
Now, what their response to that is, you guys have no way of knowing. They might
Okay.
continue just as is, accelerate it, delay it. You don't know. If they're confident and they don't care if two people know, then maybe they won't change it at all.
Well, maybe could we? I don't know if it's a good idea, but maybe we could have some people go into the mines and some
already
people
tried.
stay out in the town.
And what? Get torn up and burned again?
Just an idea.
I wouldn't really recommend it.
I think
Florence says with like a large lash like across her face and her clothes still a little crispy.
I will say I should be able to prevent some of the flame damage as long as it doesn't hit me.
As long as you're above the no magic zone.
Yes.
Are any of us this is out of character because I'm sorry. If I talk in character, I just say more words than I need to, and I'm just trying to get things done as fast as possible since I have to leave. none of us are actually. Are any of us actually considering giving these guys the eyes, or is this just supposed to be like, oh, like we're getting the eyes, and then we tell them that they're in there? Like, what's the plan?
Well, it's more like we get the eyes, and then if we have the eyes, then their focus ain't going to be on the town, so the town won't be in danger, and we can take care of the bandits ourselves without the town being in the mix.
I see. Okay.
I don't think anyone has brought up the idea of giving them the eyes.
Okay, yeah, I'm just clarifying because people are just saying it's like, oh well, if we go get the eyes, I'm like, oh, we're not giving them to them, are we?
No.
Okay.
I think it's more of like a get the eyes before they can get to it type of thing.
With your success, Victor, I will point out one last thing. I think this is the final thing I'll be giving you guys. When they talked about the eyes, they did not sound like they were thinking it was going to be, a whole process to get them. It sounded like they thought, like someone just had it in a drawer in their house, and that it was just going to be this, and that. So they might not be expecting this whole adventure through a mine to be a necessity.
Also, I just saw something too. If Jacob picks up the eyes and goes insane, is he just gonna go into werewolf mode and kill everybody?
Well, there's no guarantee that Jacob's going to go insane with the eyes. There's also no guarantee that it won't happen. But
Exactly.
But it sounds like if anyone needs to pick him up, it needs to be Jacob. I don't know why.
Because the people we don't trust want you to do it?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's just
compelling.
Like not what you should follow.
But
To
I
break
don't
the
know.
prophecy. That was the particular ideal being shared.
We don't know what
Was
the
there-
prophecy even is.
That's just
We don't know if
true.
we want to
don't know
break
what
it.
it is yet. So
I feel like if they don't want the prophecy, we might want it.
You guys have no way of knowing.
I would say we don't know what it is.
I just can't see any good coming from
We
following
also-
the Harbinger's
we
plan.
also don't fully know what the Harbinger's goals are, and we also don't fully know.
Suddenly, you guys hear the doors kick open and a familiar voice start to ring through. Oh, shit. Where can I get myself a drink? And you guys see McDoon kind of stroll in.
No.
And you see him kind of like put a hand over his eyes and then narrow down on your table. Do I know you folks?
Nope.
Sure don't.
And this is the moment where I take my leave.
you got
I'm
those belt
sorry, you
buckles on you?
guys.
Yeah, he kind of like, he's like looking kind of unfamiliarly at everyone, and then he sees Jacob, and he take stone fucking glare and just fucking, you make me sick.
Well, I bet
Sick to my
you,
fucking
dirtball.
stomach.
You know what? In your favor.
Well, I don't know if you need a drink then. You might want to hop on the fuck out of here.
I'm here for business. If you're here to lollygag and piss around, I just don't want your stench near me is all. And he kind of
Oh.
starts gesturing towards the end. Now, folks all around, I got a wagon out front with some goods from all over the country. Stop on by if you want to see the wonders of the world.
And I just want to tell all you folks that he gave me a ring that stabbed him to my finger. So don't trust this man.
And look. That is true.
His prices are ridiculous.
You can't even tell me what this thing does.
And you bought it.
His prices are a little.
I didn't know it would stab my finger. I thought it was a nice looking ring.
I didn't know it would stab your finger.
I just wanted to buy a belt buckle, and this man's charging exorbitant prices for it.
Oh, just because
See,
you're
this is what
poor,
you
don't
get,
make...
McDoon, for not. No, this is what you get for not treating your customers right, McDoon.
His prices are insane.
All of you are my return customers, and you're the ones that are talking the most trash.
You cornered the market.
I don't know what market you're talking about. I'm just a humble merchant. Anyways, come on outside. You know, I'm a real welcome fella. Bring the cash, and I'll bring the pizzazz. And he kind of steps back outside.
When all you've got to eat is shit.
He doesn't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's circle back here. Jacob, you, me, and Jared go to the mayor. We'll let him know something's fishy. If I have a chance to tell
So is this
Deshaun, I'll do it.
is this a plan for after you guys wake up from your long rest?
Maybe. I don't know. Victor kind of wants to take care of this right away.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I feel like it's better. Faster is better.
So
Look,
I will say if it becomes a thing where you guys are doing stuff actively, then that's where you're going to get exhaustion.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Victor's okay with that.
Yep.
Just
Okay.
Saturday.
I'm just making sure you're aware.
I mean, he's like gonna try to still get some rest, but here's the other thing. Hale's right. They might be planting the TNT right now. We don't know.
And for all we know, they could have just been saying they're going to light the TNT in the morning. They could be here right now planning it.
I just said that.
I mean,
I mean,
I just said that.
He did
that's
just
not
say
what you
that.
said. But
they could have completely changed the plan entirely.
Exactly. That's also true, Alexis.
Well, we can't operate on could've and should've
Here's
and
the thing.
would've. We need to.
I mean, I
Figure
would consider
something
them quite fools if they know that their plan was compromised and then continued just as they told their enemy they would.
It makes sense. It makes sense for them to change things up.
The
Okay.
worst thing is that they have
Man.
a ton of explosives, and now we don't know exactly if or what they might do with it.
Which
You guys
One more
keep
reason
talking.
to
I'm
go
going to go piss real quick.
fantastic.
I'll be right back. You guys talk and decide on your plan finally.
God, we still need to make sure that we need someone to see if they're doing it right now.
Well, I feel like the best candidate for that would be you, wouldn't it? Since you can
Yeah.
kind of sneak in undetected and all.
That's fair.
He knows your face, so maybe you could kind of do your thing as just I don't know, it could just be a random passerby and see if what he's up to, see if anything seems off.
Who, Derek?
Yeah, that's the one.
Maybe. I could see what he's up to right now.
See, I thought I was going along to check his vibe and see if he gave off a vibe.
You and Jacob can do that.
The only thing
Alright.
that worries me is if he's the boss, and he might have already
Seems like-
corresponded with some of his friends, and he knows that we're up to something that's not necessarily in his favor. If he sees us snooping around, then he might know that we know. You
He ain't
know.
gonna see me snooping around.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't
mean,
know if
look-
all of us going would be a good idea.
The first thing I'm doing is making sure they aren't planting anything around the town. Then I'll check on Derek.
All right.
Alright.
Look, maybe we have some sort of last ditch blizzard snowstorm nonsense, but that's gotta come in the morning. Hell, I mean, look, even though you're still messed up.
I'm back now.
I'm just saying, I could keep doing it from anywhere in this city, and they wouldn't know where I was.
That's great and all, but you should probably be of at least a sound body before you use your mind like that.
I would say you'd have to be awake or actively not resting to do that.
Yeah, I'll just stay awake at that point.
Which is,
Fuck
you
yeah.
can't do that.
Fuck yeah, don't heal. Good
All
idea.
in all, Alexis will bring up one more idea for the plan. If we really wanted, we could just... If we want to avoid conflict with the bandits, then we could stay awake tonight and go to the mines and finish that up. So tomorrow, we can tell them we have the eyes and set up at least maybe a deal for them to leave the town alone for a prospect of bargaining for the eyes the next day.
Is Cadence planning to rest?
If they're not here, they're going to be resting. Just because I don't want to be telling. If you guys go to the mines during the night, then I'll say that they go with you. But if you guys aren't doing that, then I'm going to say that they're resting. Depending on what you guys
Okay.
do, I'll determine what they do. Basically, if you guys
Okay,
go to the
that's-
mines, you guys want the full party.
Cadence can just top me up in the morning.
Cadence has limited mana also. Cadence
that's
has
fair.
14 mana left.
I think that's the reason that she would want to rest. Okay. Group, rest up. Do that. The rest of us are going to go talk to some people and make sure we're not getting actively bombed.
Okay. Yeah.
Jacob, you got a can?
I think I gave my can to Florence.
Yeah. She pulls the can out of her coat. She hands it with 2 hands. Who all is staying here?
You and Hale. You got to rest.
Cadence is
When
going to
Cadence.
stay. And
Yeah,
then
it's-
also Fiora is.
It's a
Fiora is.
good time
Fiora's
for
been
you to
unusually
rest yourself.
silent.
Look, much as I hate to say it, a lot of you kind of got to take a load off for a second here. Especially if we have a shitstorm showing up in the morning. Or sooner.
I guess if I go to sleep now, I can wake up earlier, right?
Yeah, so your talking time during long rest cycles is going to pretty much stay at the time you guys decided to take the long rest until you're done talking. So it's still around 5 p.m. For an full 8-hour rest. That is going to place you guys waking up at, or finishing up the rest at, so I'm going to do math, 5, 7, so at 1 a.m.
Okay.
So,
Well, Hell's just gonna go ahead and go to sleep now, so he can go ahead and be ready for that.
yeah.
Just make sure to come back, okay?
Of course. No, I'm not taking risks tonight. If I think he's going to see me, I'm out of there.
Well, who's gonna make sure you're taking care of yourself if we all get messed up?
I guess that's fair.
I'm going to definitely be resting. I need to get some more color back in my cheeks.
Yeah, I think you need to go to bed right now.
Yep.
You should have went to bed earlier.
I didn't want to miss the planning.
Fair. I think it's over, though.
I'll be fine.
Oh. Please, just be safe.
Of course.
And she hands the can over with trembling hands. Why are you laughing, you son of a bitch?
I saw Zane's name change.
Saw it too.
Sorry. It's an inside joke in the apartment.
I know what it is. It ain't a joke to me. I know what it is.
It ain't a joke.
No,
I'm
Zane
sorry.
Kenny
I'm
gave me
sorry. I
deets.
couldn't stifle my laughter.
Or, yeah, I know. Chris and Kenny gave me the deets.
Yeah.
So okay, sorry about that. Regardless, so some people are heading out. Some people are
Yeah.
staying.
Jacob and Jericho are heading to the mayor.
Okay.
Victor's heading to, I don't know, fucking the outskirts of town, man. I don't know where you fucking...
You know, the last time we talked to the sheriff, he posted the Briggs twins on the east side. That might have changed up a little bit because you guys did make him aware that there's bandits on the west side also. So there are people watching, relatively skilled people. So I will say it's safe to assume there's a chance you guys might have a warning if an invading force comes. A chance. I am going to make a roll for it, so it's not going to be 100%. But it's in your favor that you might be warned before they're actually in the town. And again, you guys have plenty of time left today. Even if you did your full rest, you'd still have a few hours before shit was probably going to go down. You just don't know. What you don't know is the scariest part.
If we just have most of the people go to sleep right now, we have like half the party up at 1. I feel like that will be a good amount to have up in case something does happen then.
Jacob, you know what? I'll give you a little bit of a. Nah, never mind. You wouldn't know that about respite specifically. Never mind.
I'll find that.
If it's any
Um,
consolation, I don't think I'll be able to sleep very well tonight, so I'll try to keep watch if I can.
Try your best. Because, I mean, we're definitely going to need it in the morning.
okay, so at this point, go ahead and give me. I'll go one by one. Florence, you're resting.
Yes.
Okay. Alexis and you will be sharing a room along with Cadence. Hale, what are you planning on doing?
I'm going to bed.
Okay, that's fair. Jacob,
Or
what do you plan on doing?
resting.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm going.
Okay. You're going to do what?
Well,
You said that.
I'm going.
I'm going.
I'm going.
My
I'm
time has
sorry.
come.
Jacob's gonna come back in 8 hours. Like, yeah, beat the campaign, you guys. We can go
I
home
made it
now.
to heaven.
People bolt gun was sweet.
Gosh, I don't know.
I will say
It's just maybe
the one
maybe
thing
he's just gonna go on a walk
that's
around
fair.
the town
I
and
will
kind
say
of just keep an eye out, but he's just going on a walk.
for everything you guys have shared and put out in the open, the one thing you guys are lacking a severe amount of information on is the angelic side of things. It seems evident, especially with talking to the father, that their presence is around here. And from the information you guys got from Sarah, you know that this town is, since from before she was imprisoned, has been a location important to, Lycaban and Angel stuff. You just don't see dirt, like, in your face evidence around the town about it. Um, but you're going to go for a walk. We'll see what that leads. Jericho, what do you plan to do?
Man,
So,
I thought I was going with him to check on
Yeah, I
vibes.
thought y'all were vibe checking.
yeah, you guys, I mean, if you want to go walking with Jacob, you can see if you
Yeah, I
guys
guess
can-
I'll just tag with
As
him.
long as it doesn't conflict with Victor's
No, he's
espionage.
he's probably checking in with the sheriffs that are posted out or the deputies that are posted already, see if they've seen anything.
Okay.
And then from there, do some recon of his own, and if that comes up, maybe see if Derek's at his post. His main thing is that someone should tell the fucking mayor that the leader of the fucking bandits works for him. And that can be Victor.
Yeah, you can.
It's just not what he's just not doing it first.
That's fair.
Yeah, I guess that's also. Well, then I guess me and old Jericho are gonna go sideswipe Deshar's vibes while also talking to the mayor.
Actually,
Old Jericho.
I haven't done it yet. I do want to do this. Kenny, Jericho. I want you. Now I'm going to say the name of this, and I'll explain it to you depending if you succeed or fail. If you fail, then you won't get an explanation for what this roll's for. But make a clairvoyance check. So you're basically going to make a check to use magic. And you're going to use a bit of mana, so I'll walk you through this because you haven't had to use your ability yet. This is your first time actually using your ability.
Okay.
So it's going to be. Oh yeah, 1 second. It's this type of ability. I forgot. It is going to be eyes as your base. So that's where you're going to start, and then attributes wise, if you can see anything that you can. Oh, into the unknown. That will work.
Okay.
Um, Deja vu.
Okay, so it's something I've seen
Been
before.
SOS before.
Keen eye.
Hi, Era.
You also take in sensory overload.
Damn.
Oh, also, Kenny, let me teach you a trick real quick. So if you're on Sheets and you want to, without having to add it in your brain, you can click on a number, hold control and click everything you're adding, and at the bottom left or the bottom right? Oh yeah, the bottom right, you'll see a sum which adds all the numbers that you clicked, so you don't have to add it yourself. Like a quick calculator type thing.
Yeah.
What?
So yeah, you can do that. Keen-eyed, that will work. But
Or do the
sensory
math. It's your
overload.
pick.
I mean, I've been doing the math.
Okay.
It's
And
time to stop.
you're also going to end up using 7 mana for this, so I'll subtract that for you. So 7 mana, it's a major mana cast, and
Oh shoot.
your magic level, it's not written on your sheet yet, but it is 7. So you'll also add 7 to whatever you have right now, and that's what you're going to be rolling.
Okay, so I'm rolling 49.
Versus a risk of 25.
And what am I rolling for again?
Clairvoyance, that's all I'm going to say.
I did it and it didn't even go.
It didn't go?
Hold on. 49.
Man, I keep... Oh, clairvoyance. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start this explanation off very simply for you.
Okay.
So, one thing you can do with your magic from now on is a clairvoyance check. When you truly are at a loss for anything and everything, and I'll basically tell you if you have nothing that you know for certain, you can make a clairvoyance check, which will give you a piece of something to go towards, and it will manifest itself in that same aura feeling, but instead of it appearing around people, it appears almost in wisps of a line. In this moment, it looks like mist circling in the air, almost forming a path. It happens kind of unnaturally, like you guys are sitting at this table, and it feels like a little bit of mist has caked into the room and is paving almost a road that it has that same kind of tug to you, to your heart as when you found this group. It just feels a little bit more physical this time.
Okay. I probably promptly just like get up and like freak out a little bit. Like what the fuck is this? Is anybody else seeing this line?
Oh, no one else sees it. You guys are kind of looking around like, huh?
That was a question not towards the DM,
No,
but thank you.
I was making sure everyone else knows that they don't see it.
Damn.
What?
A line?
The thing that's shining right in front of me, that thing. He's like gesturing at the ground. He's gesturing around.
You haven't had anything to drink tonight, have you?
Sadly not, but you know, this is making me want to. Maybe this is like a part of power.
Is it
I-
that
Because that, yeah.
vibe thing again?
Yeah, I kind of feel like yearning. Like I kind of want to. It's making me want to follow it. Maybe this is like, man, I don't know. This is my vibe sense on overload. Well, Jacob, I guess we have a way to walk at least.
Okay. Well. Stay safe following your line.
Will do. And I guess that's what I do. I guess Jacob's not here. So you just
I
He
just
was
realized I
hungry.
was muted. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I've been talking this whole time. Oh
I
my
got
God.
brown
Now,
nosed by
you have
Jacob.
Seethe, cobalt.
No. He was like, well, if you insist, I'll follow you. That was like the last bit of what I was saying.
Hale also wants to follow them now.
Sleeping.
Hale needs to go to bed.
Hale, this is what Hale likes to see, though. He likes to see weird stuff going on with people's powers.
I'm flattered, but I don't think that's the best idea right now, to be honest.
Look, I mean, how long do you think this, whatever you're seeing, is gonna take?
Hale, you
I
look
mean-
like shit.
I mean, yeah, but that's cool. It sounds neat.
Oh, let me just go into
It's
the mines again.
Huh?
Uh,
You want to go into the mines again?
I
That's
think
kind of
everyone
what you're
needs to-
sounding right now.
I think everyone needs to calm down.
I'm going with 2 other people. I'm not going by myself.
Okay. You know what? All right. You know what, Hale? If you don't come,
Look,
Look.
there's a lot that's gonna
look,
be done in the next couple of days. I figure you should probably rest up before you go and
or at a
get
minimum,
yourself hurt or something.
don't come crying to us when you inevitably get your shit kicked in by a bandit.
Well, you guys think it's a bandit you guys are gonna find?
I
I don't know
don't.
what it's leading
I don't
me
think they'll
towards.
find them then. You're gonna find them later, and you're gonna feel like shit, and they're gonna finish what that creature started.
Hale,
I mean,
please, just.
but that's
We already
I
have
mean,
3
if you-
people
if you-
leaving.
If you truly have that little care, then I guess do what you want. But
No, don't do what you want. We already have 3 people leaving. We don't need another person possibly getting into danger. Please, if you could just stay here. Maybe it'll put some ease on me and fuck, what's her name?
look,
Alexis.
if I can't go, I want to know what happens at least.
Look,
We
I'll write it
don't
down.
have a
I'm
healer
sure we
to
can-
help you.
Oh,
Please
right, you write
listen to me.
books.
I'm writing a book.
Can I have like an excerpt from the book?
Yeah, you
Like,
know what? The next time
tonight?
I get this weird line thing, you'll be first in line to come along. How about that?
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, now me and the old man here, we gotta go.
God, listen. Well, for one, it sounds like you just kind of made a deal with the devil, and 2,
I leave.
who are you calling?
Not listening.
Yeah, fucking Jacob, you are the old man here now, aren't you?
He's a Death Walker.
Okay, so we're gonna
This fucker.
do 3 scenes real quick. So Victor is 3. Goddamn, Jacob and Jericho. Jericho?
Yeah.
Jerib?
Jeriquai.
Oh. And then
JJ.
and then you guys will be 2, Victor's 3, and then Florence and Hale will be 1.
The image of them sleeping.
Yes, Hale.
Do we want to? Do you guys want me to have one of the cans in case we need emergency snowstorm?
I don't think we'll be needing an emergency snowstorm, thank you.
I mean, it was Victor's idea too.
was it?
I mean, you did say we might possibly go that route if it needed.
Give an inch, take a mile.
As a deep backup, perhaps in the morning.
I mean,
When
having
you
a
know.
can here can't hurt. In case us resting need to rush to you guys.
And I can provide support from all the way over here.
You or
I
me,
don't
Jacob?
know.
You pick.
I think we should probably hold on to the can, to be honest.
All the people going out?
Yeah,
If they're going to
and
talk
we're
to the
going to be the ones
mayor, and I get something the mayor needs
doing
to
the
know.
things.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, you're
but
just cutting yourself off from the rest of the party is the issue.
That's fine.
We don't have 3 cans.
That's 4 or 5 people that could come.
Somebody is cut off either way.
I mean, somebody, but you can get 4 people versus maybe 1 or 2.
Well, should the people that need to be resting and not doing anything have the cans, or should the people who are out and about and probably might need to communicate with each other at some point have the cans?
Okay, well, if you guys get shot by bandits, I'm not gonna feel bad.
Well, that's your prerogative.
I think Florence winces when he says that.
No, here you go, buddy. We'll put the can on the table, and he'll walk away. See ya.
Yeah, Victor
Okay.
walks out. I'm gonna roll my 1d3.
Well,
Nope.
I guess let's head out, Jericho.
Okay.
To go.
Victor, where do you head to?
I think his first thing was to check in with the deputies with the Briggs' stationed in the east. So he'd try to find them first.
Yeah, you go. Let me pull up a spike real quick. You go heading out east and to the edge of town where you presume they're going to be. You notice that not a whole lot of people are out tonight. It seems to be quite it's very lonesome. You guys, it hasn't been. It's not too late, but it already seems like people have turned in for the day. And you see them kind of camped out right here by this chokehold where you kind of like can't get around these mountains on either side, and there's only one like paved path. You see them kind of hiding behind a rise of rocks right around here. Watching like hawk, you see specifically James hiding there. You don't quite see where Jesse is. But he doesn't seem to notice you approaching. He seems to be well hidden, but facing and focusing all attention eastward.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Victor would he'd probably like get up kind of behind him on the right and then sort of whisper in his left, from his left, like, "Hey, it's me, friend, Vance."
Yeah, he looks over to his left. Oh, huh? And he
Sorry,
kind of
just making sure you weren't going to shoot me.
he kind of looks at you and he's like, who have we met?
Deputy Briggs, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I met your sister. Maybe I don't know if she's your sister. I don't know. I met the other deputies and I met the sheriff. I'm Deputy Vance. I'm working under Jacob Wood.
Okay.
Ranger Wood. Yeah.
So are you supposed to be back up tonight?
Sort of. I'm one of the ones that went and infiltrated that bandit camp. Came back. But I'm out here tonight because, I mean, you've heard that they're at least going to attack in the morning. But my guess is with the scuffle we caused, they might, go a little sooner. I don't know. I'm just trying to see if I can't catch them early. Bring word to the town.
I mean,
See if you've seen anything.
I haven't seen anything yet, but it's still early on. You can tell he's trying to be quiet. But
Well, yeah.
he picks up. Yeah, I don't know what they expect. with coming eastward. Eastwise, there's not really much chance they got to get past this and kind of gestures towards the two mountains. Like, it really isn't that much space for them to crawl through. Even if they were trying to hide through the woods, you kind of have to be in plain view of this little watch out area that he's wormed himself into. There's not much of a way that maybe one person could sneak through, but that's not enough for what they plan to do.
Okay.
So unless they have a way to trick our eyes, there ain't any hope for them to get through us.
I see. Is there anyone out west?
Yeah, we have another deputy out over there.
That's good, because they might come from there too.
The sheriff updated that about us.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna go slink off a little deeper, see if I can't see anything further away.
Be careful.
Oh, and just in case you don't hear from anyone else, I heard in the camp. Well, from those. No, were you here? No, you weren't. We were interrogating some of the prisoners we got from the bandit camp. They said
No.
their leader was working for the mayor.
He kind of like has a look of surprise when he hears that. Now that just ain't good.
No, I don't like it.
I don't like it. That's you don't think the mayor's involved, do you?
Maybe if some other Jacob's gonna go. Well, hopefully Jacob's going to go talk to him about that. I'm not sure. If he doesn't, I will. Because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like you tell someone that, their reaction kind of gauges the answer that they might not. They may not tell you, but they'll tell you.
That's fair. Well, between me, Jesse, and Newman, I don't think many people are going to be coming through. So I guess the only folks we got to worry about are people who are already in. Unless they got some way to get in without us knowing. If you're one of the two that infiltrated, you see someone that might be able to do that.
I mean, they kind of had a pretty creepy tall dude. He'll give the description of the Shadow Man.
Yeah.
He's not going to call him that, though. I don't know. He seemed weird. Freakishly tall.
Freakishly tall.
He wasn't their boss, but he was.
Yeah, you guys got his name. You guys know his name's Icarus now.
His name's Icarus.
Seems a little bit self-righteous to call himself that.
Yeah. No. Fair.
Oh,
Isabel's dying.
Dude, did she bip the wrong a little too hard?
She was laughing at a meme she saw on her phone.
Hell yeah. No, but okay. Well, look, I mean that's the only fellow that really gave me the creeps. The rest of them seem like your run-of-the-mill bandits, but we don't really know. I wouldn't in there for very long. I'm not really sure what other tricks they might have up their sleeve. But if you see the other deputies, pass that info along.
I will.
And I mean, first sign of anything.
Victor, also I'm going to call for 1 mana. Or did you say you described it, or did you show him the depiction of?
No, I just described it. Victor
Okay.
isn't sure if this dude really knows what's up with magic, so
Fair.
he doesn't want to just do magic in front of him.
That's fair. Yeah, you see, just looking around without making a perception check or anything, Deputy Briggs here does have a good point. If the goal is to invade, this is probably the hardest and stupidest town to attempt that, especially if now that people are going to be aware. Um, Unless they have a trick up their sleeve, you guys really shouldn't have an issue. If someone's keeping watch on the outskirts, it's quite literally impossible for them to come in without scaling mountains. If they're scaling mountains, then there'd be a bunch of tired fucks there trying to fight you guys.
Yeah,
Other than that,
gives me unease.
yeah, you knowing what you saw in the camp and what you guys all talked about, this group seems too smart to do something straightforward like that. It makes sense that they might have a trick up their sleeve.
Ugh, I think it's Dexter time.
Dexter time.
Or Derek time. Fuck! I don't know why I thought his name was Dexter. Don't listen.
I was going to say, you're going to become a serial killer that kills serial killers? Bandit that kills bandits?
Wow. Hey, that's what I'm doing. I'm kidding. Victor doesn't kill people anymore.
We can change that.
Shish. Quiet you. Conquest don't count. It's like a force of nature. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I mean, yeah, like...
There's an unease to the night knowing that there's people that potentially already in or coming or will be in the town, and you don't know when, don't know how, and the silence of the town and everyone being turned inside homes at this almost twilight dusk. It's uneasy, and not helping with that unease is the slight mist that's caking the ground. It started this morning, but it slowly got a little bit thicker. It's still not enough to like obscure view by any means, and it's sticking pretty close to the ground. But every now and then, wisp will come up and raise up a little bit, distorting your vision just a little bit in the distance.
Wait, am I still with Briggs for the moment?
Yeah, you're still with Briggs.
Briggs.
This is just what you see looking out east.
Look, I'm not from around here. Is this pretty common weather pattern?
He kind of looks around.
The mist?
Oh, yeah. Apparently it's something to do with the valley. I'm not no weatherologist or anything, but there's something about how mountains are so close together and hot springs around the town create a difference in temperatures. But
Sure.
that's what I've been told.
I just was curious. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can't find anything else before I gotta turn in.
I would recommend talking to Lester or Deputy Newman on the west side.
Yeah. That was gonna be my next stop.
He's probably the most capable out of us. He hasn't really met you guys yet.
Well, I'll be happy to tell him you sent me. Maybe that'll put him at ease.
Yeah, just be careful not to sneak up on him like you did me. We got actually a code word. If you approach and he hears you or sees you, he'll scream flash, and you just gotta respond with thunder, and he'll know that, you're on our side.
Okay.
So flash, thunder,
Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Best
best of luck.
He kind of he seems like he's been incessantly staring eastward, not really even giving you eye contact through the whole conversation, and he kind of like, oh, thank you. Stay safe.
I will do.
Yeah, and as you head out west,
Yeah,
I'm gonna roll a quick 1d2.
you got it, buddy.
2. What the fuck did you guys say Jericho and Jacob's name together was? Jamiroquai?
Sure.
Okay. Team Jamiroquai. Uh, you're following the line that appeared for you, Jericho?
Yeah. I'm going like straight towards it.
Okay. Coming out of the Broken Axe in the Central District, you start heading east, and it takes you up and around the lake that the town's paths kind of circles around, making it to the east side of the district. Looking
Can you
down.
ping me?
Yeah, I can ping you. So, standing here looking down, you can see that it's going to be leading you through this little section of town onto the bridge. And you can see as you get closer and closer that those wisps that were guiding you and pulling you get thicker and thicker, stronger and stronger. Just the closer you get, it feels. It's like almost that incessant need to fiddle with one of those, like a fidget toy. Like it feels like you need to do it, and when you do it you just get more and more satisfaction from it, and the more you follow this your brain just gets that satisfaction, uh, and you don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Regardless, it leads you kind of north of that bridge and up to this building, and right through the front doors of it. Two wide front doors. The thing that stands out first and foremost about this building, Jacob, you followed him. Jacob? Zane?
Yes.
Okay. First thing that stands out to this building to you two is stained glass windows and a large spire with a bell on top. It's not a massive church, but it is a church building. For the most part, past the front doors into the actual main thing, you can immediately tell that the doors were not kept locked. But within the church, there is a dead, eerie silence inside. Do you guys walk in? Or
So what exactly is this like thing you're following?
It's like a path. Shiny. It's almost like the vibes that radiate off of you, but it's more like a guiding path.
Interesting.
So we're like inside this room?
Yeah.
Or like right outside it?
Yeah. So you're right outside the front doors of the building.
Okay.
Like I said, you can easily tell, like one of the doors, it's like two double wide doors. One of the doors is slightly leaned open, so you know for a fact it's not locked. And it's not night time yet. It's just Jericho and Jacob, you guys both know that the sheriff kind of put the town under martial law past 6 p.m. So it's just everyone's kind of locked up in their homes right now.
All right.
Well,
Well,
hey, we'll follow this little thing, but don't forget we still got to go see the mayor.
all right. I'm only slightly worried about entering this building, to be honest.
It wouldn't be the first time I've entered a creepy-looking church building.
All right. Well, as long as you're like confident that I feel safe, so I'm ready to go in.
Oh, I'm only as confident as. Well, you know what? Never mind. We're good. Let's go.
I'm like running in while he's talking because the urge.
Oh yeah, it is. It's like the fucking. You didn't know that your brain needed it, and now that you know it, you just need to grab it. And you going in, you feel that satisfaction, and you see a rows and rows of pews, and that line leading right down the center of them, past the altar through this door in the back.
Oh, this is sketched.
It's an empty building so far.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll just continue to follow the path while we like look around.
Yeah, Jacob's just kind of looking at like the pews, maybe like sees a Bible or something, kind of picks it up and looks at it.
Yeah, looking around the church, you guys don't see anything immediately disconcerting. It looks like an old church. It's just with the waning sun. There's barely any light coming through the already stained glass, and it just Jacob. I mean, you grew up in a small town. Churches at night just have an eerie feeling to them.
Yeah.
I mean, like you went to midnight gospel a few times, and those are nice and all, but all the candles are snuffed, and the eeriness of the fog kind of been let in with a cracked open door, and a little bit of glow to that fog just provides the right kind of mystique that tells you like, "Ugh, this feels kind of gross."
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys go to the back room behind the altar?
I'm gonna continue to.
Yeah, I guess I'm following Jericho.
Yeah. You guys enter a hallway, rows of doors, all on the left side. On the right side is where the altar would be. There's 5 doors in particular. Um, Jericho, your little line, you can see the end of it. It's the 4th door on the left. All the doors
Okay.
appear to be closed. You don't hear people. You don't hear anything moving or anything. It appears if anyone's staying here right now, they've turned in early, sleeping more than likely.
Alright, so I run up as quietly as I can up to the 4th door, and I like grab onto the handle and I gesture at it towards Jacob. Jacob, the line is leading me right in here.
Okay. He's just gonna kind of
You think I
pull
should
his
knock?
rifle.
Or you think
He'll
I should
pull his
like
rifle off
open the
his
door?
back and just kind of have it ready.
Like,
Um,
like on your like pointing kind of ready, or just
like maybe like on his shoulder.
okay.
Dang.
I was gonna say you had a church. Damn.
Well, I mean, given all the shit we've been through.
I will say before you open the door, there is a sound that kind of pierces through in this empty hallway, especially the closer you got to the door. It's a subtle. Like something rocking inside the room.
Okay, who's all hearing
Maybe-
that?
Jacob and you.
Okay.
Well, sounds like someone might be in there. Maybe not.
Alright. So I lean in and I do like a real quick knock.
No response.
Hello?
You keep hearing that steady same.
Alright, so I jingle the handle to see if it's unlocked.
It's unlocked. You pull it down, and you can feel the bolt kind of give way. It's still not open, but you can feel that looseness to the door where you could easily swing it open.
Alright. I'm gonna be real with you, Jacob. Those sounds aren't particularly making me excited to look inside this room.
Oh, it's probably just like a creaky old sign or something.
I tell you what, you need to walk around, and whenever I open it, you need to be the one to look in.
Okay. Well, whenever you're ready, I suppose.
Alright, so I start opening the door to let Jacob look in.
You're gonna take a peek.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a peek.
It's a single candle has lit the room. The room doesn't have a window, so there's no natural lighting. But the source of the creaking is made evident pretty clear. It's a small rocking chair. The rocking chair seems to be set up close to a wall in the corner, the back corner. Rocking the chair seems to be a very elderly man. You being, raised Christian and probably been to mass a few times in your hometown, you recognize the robes of a father. When I say very elderly, his skin looks like it's become, more and more sandpaper-like. He has dots of orange kind of forming on his face. His eyes almost look like they're drooping over. Speaking of his eyes, you see whites of them, and then kind of almost like the pupils have been drained of life. Signs of blindness. His hair is almost non-existent on top of his head. He has scruff on his upper lip and chin and sides of his face. Nothing too well put together. But it's, if you had to guess, he's probably in his late 80s, early 90s. He seems extremely old, but he doesn't look up or acknowledge you coming in any way.
Hello?
I'm walking in right behind Jacob.
Yeah, you guys kind of, as you kind of walk in and see the man, you meet the end of the line, and as you face him, you get that ultimate sense of satisfaction, like a dopamine rush, like you did something and your body is rewarding you for it. Aside from that, he doesn't respond to you when you say hello. He just keeps on.
Sir? You alright there?
You can see his hands kind of, they're grasping the arm rests, but his right hand and left hand both shake a little bit, almost without knowledge or control. And his head doesn't shift from its position as he stares kind of in an offhanded way towards the other corner of the room. And he has impeccable rhythm, steady and incessant of that rocking motion in his chair. Again, not acknowledging that you guys have entered the room.
Well,
Jericho's just kind of
sure.
watching.
Not quite sure what to make of this. Just had followed a little line and led us to someone who doesn't seem to know we're here.
I mean, it leads right to him. He just Jericho walks up to him and puts his hand on him to see what he does.
He jumps a little bit.
Sir?
Is it time to go to bed? He has a very weak voice to him.
He says, "Is it time to go to bed?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is a bit late. What you doing?
He doesn't
all
seem
cooped up in here by yourself.
He doesn't seem to acknowledge anything that you say, Jacob.
Well, maybe he can't hear us.
Here, Jacob, let me try talking to him. Sir? Sir, what are you doing inside this building?
He kind of puts really unsteady hands on his armrests. And, I'm not quite ready, but if it's time, then I'll lay down.
All right. We'll lay you down. Jacob, come help me put this man in bed.
I don't know if I quite feel comfortable with that, Jericho. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You see, he's it's almost like he's too stubborn to admit that his arms are too weak to support his weight pushing him out of this chair, but he just keeps pushing and pushing. Jericho, if you help, he kind of graciously like puts a steady arm around your shoulder and uses it to steady himself as he stands.
I'm just like doing my best to help him.
You've gotten a little bit taller, sister.
Oh, yeah, heels.
He doesn't respond, and he kind of shifts step by step over to the bed in the room. Oh. And he kind of stops right before he's to lay down.
Sir, are you all right?
Jericho, this man kind of like grabs both hands, one on each shoulder around you, kind of shuffling his body back and forth. And he seems to like be kind of constantly looking down, almost trying to watch his feet, the feet that he can't see. Not responding to your words still.
I just kind of look over at Jacob and I'm like, huh?
Jacob's gonna put a hand out on his shoulder.
No, we don't have long in this town anymore.
Who is we?
For the first time, the man here kind of grasps your shoulders extremely hard, uncomfortably so, Jericho, and his head snatches up and his eyes meet yours, almost piercing through you, like he sees nothing but everything about you at the same time. And as he does so, he answers, "We, as in humans."
All right. And I'm like trying to like calm him down to ease his grip.
And he doesn't let go. It's uncomfortable. His grip starts getting tighter and tighter.
Jacob notices and
We're
kind
to
of grabs
burn
his
in
arm.
hellfire soon.
Jacob! Jacob!
Jacob's grabbing his arm
Okay.
and like trying to pull it off of him.
Yeah. Roll.
Hey man, what's wrong with you?
Roll 1d muscle. Hopefully you beat a 7.
My muscle is an 8.
So you have to roll 7 or 8.
Please break his arm.
Oh my god.
Help!
Jacob, you go to grab this man's arm, and it's really on there. Despite how weak this man seemed just a few seconds ago, he has a strength about him. And he kind of looks at you, Jacob, a shepherd of men that tries to seek justice but has only caused vengeance. He'll burn first.
Listen, I don't know who the hell you think you are. I suggest you let go of my friend.
He kind of.
I am on the ground in pain.
Yeah, he kind of snaps back to Jericho, and kind of looks down at you and says, "Seeking grief and grief in your heart. Let it be forgiven by God's light." And then you can see him kind of let go, and he kind of, and he sits down on his bed.
I'm like crawling away to the wall, like holding my shoulder where he's holding me.
Jacob's just kind of like moving between the old man and Jericho, like just.
My freaking shoulder!
You're all right there.
He had a death grip on me. Why did you do anything of value?
What?
You put your arm on that weak man's head and you just like walked away.
To be honest, I don't really understand what's going on there.
The man kind of looks at both of you and starts talking. Brothers and sisters from above hold swords at each other's throats. And arguing, fighting, petty, seeking justice. And he looks at Jacob when he says justice, not knowing when to let go of grief. Looking at Jericho when he says grief. They will bring fire upon these lands. From the fields among Jerusalem to the new world, hellfire will rise.
Well,
And he kind of lays back in his bed.
I think that's kind of what we're trying to prevent, sir.
You know, I feel like all this path that we just followed just asked more questions than answers.
Well, it told
And
me
I
one
really
thing.
can't feel my shoulder right now.
It told me one thing, and well, to be honest, I think it might be, something that's leading me to something else, and hopefully I'll get more answers than questions this time.
He's laying down. He hasn't spoken in a bit. He hasn't closed his eyes. He's just kind of staring up in the ceiling. And then he kind of repeats, from above they'll fire arrows down upon us. Above us they'll fire their arrows down upon us. Brothers and sisters with swords at each other's throats. A war they fight amongst themselves, soldiers of gods.
Well,
Jacob, I will say you do know that there's like some kind of conflict going on amongst the angels.
yeah, but I don't know. I think Jericho, is that line still around?
The wine?
Line.
The line.
The
It has
line.
disappeared, hasn't it, Kevin?
It did disappear as soon as you arrived in the room in front of the man.
No, it's not anywhere in here anymore.
Okay, well,
It disappeared after we touched that man.
kind of sounds like our purpose of being here is expired, so to speak. I don't think we're going to be.
To describe the room a little bit, it's relatively simple. There's a wardrobe, the chair, and the bed.
Oh,
It's small.
I guess, Jacob's just kind of look at the old man, and he's going to kind of look at the wardrobe.
Mm-hmm. The man is sitting there repeating the same things he's been saying.
I don't think you had heard about Took a Peek, right? Think.
What are you looking for?
I don't know, some kind of clue?
You know, I'm not against it. It's just the way you said it is all.
Well, I don't know what you think I'm up to. I'm just trying to figure out something.
All right. Well, let's have a look. And I go with Jacob. We kind of inch towards it.
Do like opening the drawer.
Yeah. You can see a small journal, kind of on a shelf, and you can see, some more robes for a father. Um, the journal is, it looks like it has like a cross on it, and under that is a name written on it called Porvier, Porvier.
Porvier.
I believe the name was mentioned the first time you guys came into Respite, but other than that, yeah, that's the first time you're seeing it specifically, Jacob. Um, that journal stands out pretty dang hard. Uh, I will say on the front page of the journal, you can see it says for 17th birthday. Let me make sure I have this right. Okay, 17th birthday. In 1841. Um, and it is for Porvier. Uh, the most notable thing about that is Jacob. I mean, if it was his 17th birthday in 1841, that was only like probably like 10 years before you turned 17 yourself. You're probably 17 or 7 in 1841.
Which is whack considering how old he looks.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he wants to kind of flip through, look at the pages.
Yeah, just make a quick insight check. Jericho, while he's looking through the journal, um, I just make an insight check about the room.
All right. And which roll is that one again? Is it mine?
It'll be eyes, or it's more of a perception check. Sorry.
Okay. I want to add keen-eyed to mine.
Denied.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll work.
What's my risk?
Your risk is 0. This is pretty much just determine how much you can like flip through and see. Oh, pretty good. Let's see. So 2d50. So skimming through it, it seems to be that reading the first few pages and skimming through to where you think you found poignant things. This journal seems to chronicle the life of one Father Porvier. He left to join the church when he was 17. His parents gave him the journal as kind of like a going away gift. He traveled the world for quite a while. Uh, when he was 23, he decided to settle here in Respite. And he was the only father of the town for quite a long time. And then the next poignant thing you find is a factoid about about 1887, 1886, around that time frame, is when he starts complaining about his vision starting to fail him, things becoming blurry, him not being able to hear quite well enough. And you can see it has gone quite downhill from there. His handwriting gets a little worse, but he still writes on from that point. You see him talking about punishment from God, punishment for what's coming, punishment for his hand in it. And about 3 months ago, you're just kind of flipping through, kind of like find anything interesting. Then you see the words embrace.
Ooh.
Yeah. It specifically states the embrace has begun. Hellfire will meet us soon to correct the sins of us mortals. Nothing holding the ones of vengeance back from the ones of justice. Poignant information is going on. It lists a war that is supposedly happening between a litany of angels, brothers and sisters, fighting each other, and the fact that they have all been locked out of heaven. Heaven's gates are locked at the moment.
So the angels have been like exodus, basically.
Even the loyal angels have been locked out,
Huh.
forced to fight on Earth, somewhere near respite.
Okay.
The closer you get to modern day, the more his writing starts to become similar to the rambling he's been giving you guys since you walked in. Jericho, what you notice you don't have like a super big success. What you
Yeah.
do notice, look, like Jacob shared the fact that he's only 65 and not 90. It seems like there are kind of stretch marks on his skin, like something rapidly changed about his body. Finally, Jacob, the last interesting thing you're going to see in this journal is a thief from below took the key. And then we're going to cut over to Florence.
Thief from below.
Oh shit, what up?
Let me turn off this creepy music because you're just chilling.
Am I just chilling?
Yeah, you're just chilling. You guys, they're quaint rooms. They're not like you guys stayed at better rooms on your travels, but the rooms here are relatively nicer than what you're used to. And there's only about 3 beds in each room, and that fits perfectly for the party size. You notice kind of Alexis sitting on her bed. It seemed Cadence was going to sit outside for a little while. Alexis kind of sits on her bed and kind of closes her eyes and rubs her temples by the time that you get up there. Kind of like lurched over, like elbows resting on her own knees.
Knock knock.
Oh, yes, come in. My room is your room. That's not courtesy, that's just the fact that, we paid for the room.
I think I get what you mean. Rough night for you too.
Mm-hmm. You see that she looks still sickly and pale.
Can I get you some water or...
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I would believe you, but I think your parents might tell me otherwise.
Just happens when, the weather, allergies, that's all it is.
Excuse me. I didn't know that allergies can make a person pale.
I get them real bad around here.
I see.
I mean, you don't look too hot yourself.
Oh, I think I look hot enough. Hurts even.
She kind of giggles at that. She kind of not laying down, but she kind of leans back to where her head's resting against the wall behind her. Most of her body kind of laid against the bed. One day, we've been here one day. Two of you have already almost died. Was this like it? Was it like this when I was out? When you guys did the whole Phoenix and Grand Canyon thing? I guess I didn't even know you back then. I kind of just went out, took a nap, and then the next day you were a new friend.
Friend is a nicer way of putting it, but
Well, I just have taken to calling strangers friends recently because nothing else makes sense. I'd rather trust people than not trust them.
you and Cadence could have a conversation about that.
Well, I'm aware how ignorant that viewpoint is. I think she's an innocent little thing, and I'm happy that she can still have that.
Said it before, and I'll say it again. There is a thin line between naivety and optimism. And, well,
I think
more power to you.
she kind of tiptoes around that line, doesn't she?
I think she might be better at dancing than she might realize.
I'm just waiting for her to buckle up and talk more about that boy she's been talking to, Victor.
Oh, too. They,
I mean, they act like it's not something that we all look at and notice.
I think those two have their own timeline for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
but doing
romance. Sorry, go ahead.
doing things like trying to save the world, they might not have tomorrow to figure that out. So I say no time like the present to figure things like that out.
I have a feeling that even if something were to happen, they each hold each other in their hearts pretty close. I don't see them separating for a long time, whether in thought or in person.
That's just lovely.
I actually wonder if giving them a harder time might be pushing them further away.
I mean, giving them a hard time is just half the fun I have around you people. I mean, I've never seen someone turn 3 different shades in 3 seconds, other than when Cadence hears Victor's name in a slightly teasing manner.
Kind of reminds you of like a grade school romance, huh?
I suppose so. I was homeschooled, but I'm familiar with the idea of it.
Really? I didn't know that about you.
Yep. I wasn't allowed to leave the manor grounds for quite a while.
It's any consolation. I'm glad that you left the grounds now. Got a really wicked sword, and leading in shining armor is nice manpower to have.
The sword came with the training is all. Man, I just miss, I love being out here on my own, but I do miss, having servants, people that were ready to draw a bath for you when you got home. I was very quite surprised that in America you guys don't hire people to be servants. Well,
I have to tread very lightly on this next
oh yes,
conversation.
I know about the dreadful. Like I said, higher.
I guess America doesn't have quite as pure of a silver spoon, for lack of a better phrase. I've always wanted to leave America and do journalism overseas.
I'd avoid England if I were you.
Too much politics.
Too much politics, too much ninnies. People too afraid to say a rude word to anybody.
I'm surprised with the colorful language I've heard about in novels and books.
Yeah.
Calling a stranger a cunt on the street every time you pass.
That is, that's more of a hello than anything else. But you'd be surprised how many people in England are that way. In London, you might meet quite a few people like that, but outside of there, it's usually people with land and training to be a servant or something or the other to where they have to be proper like.
Interesting. Every time I seem to have a conversation with you, you seem to talk about home.
It's been a few years.
Do you miss it at all?
Do I miss it? Not exactly. I miss certain aspects, the food. The baths. But other than that, really, I've had a much better life since coming over here.
I guess that makes two of us.
I would say that meeting you guys has been pretty much the highlight of my life. But I guess it has been, but there's supposed to be a grander mission that's supposed to be the highlight. And I'm hoping after all this I can go back to a simpler thing where there aren't horsemen and apocalypses and angels and demons involved. I liked it when it was just men's squabbles that we had to deal with.
Florence giggles at that. Yeah, I get you there. I miss reading the newspaper, and the only thing that you read about is burglar takes the wheat.
Well, she kind of lays back in her bed. Hopefully, wake up tomorrow, we'll see some more issues with men and less issues with the divine and supernatural.
Does she do a little guitar riff
No,
too?
no. No, she kind of closes her eyes. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry if this is selfish or maybe even childish to ask, but well, I know you're tired.
I'm
But,
awake. She says with her eyes closed, but she says, I'm awake.
Would you mind staying awake?
Oh.
Till I can fall asleep.
She kind of blinks her eyes. I suppose. Are you feeling all right?
Well, it's hard to explain, and you know, I wouldn't want to dump it all on you, but I guess since the mines, I really felt like I was gonna die that day.
Oh, that was today.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's a natural belief from being set aflame. I can understand.
The weird part, though, while I was burning there and although the flames were hot, I think the one thing that kind of scared me most was that I was gonna die alone. And I guess just since then, even the thought just... She kind of like shudders a bit.
Well,
I don't know what I would do if... Even if you're in the room, you know, if I had to deal with that.
it's okay. I'll stay up. You lay down and relax. I'll be your sentinel.
You know, I think we're all really glad that you're here.
I hope I'm able to prove a little useful every now and then.
If it weren't for you and Cadence, I'm sure Hale and I would have been a goner a long time ago.
A boy knows how to poke at people's nerves and he knows how to get in trouble. She says with kind of like a half smirk.
You know, speaking of teasing, might seem like the two of you got a little something
If you
going
say
on.
too much more, I'll fall asleep right now.
Okay. She like shuts up and like sits up still.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, good night. Get some sleep.
Yes, ma'am. She like flops over on her side.
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of do that, and Alexis kind of sits up, staying up. She seems to grab a book from her bag to keep her mind occupied. Hale. There seems to be quite a fluctuation of people coming in through the next couple hours. Are you up to anything special while you're getting a little bit of rest?
Probably not. He's probably thinking about the mines, if
That's fair.
anything.
That's fair. The mines were pretty fucked.
Yeah. He just, especially the idea of him not having his ability down there kind of really freaks him out.
Not having your ability, it's dark, and there's something that can spew flames at you.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying for
It is probably, at this moment in time, the worst thing Hale could ever imagine.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. I would say that he's probably just kind of staring at the ceiling, laying there, just kind of like thinking about what he would do if he didn't have his ability, if he even could do anything.
Yeah. I do want to kind of ask Hale, what did he do when he didn't have his abilities?
Before it would be more like cheap shots, more than likely, or
Yeah.
like probably when
You,
they wouldn't think he would do anything at all.
you, I know you got a lot of thieving practice beforehand. You and Rose uh, would throw out a lot of scams and uh, quick like tricks and stuff like that, stealing bread and anything that you could off the streets, anything that you guys wanted. Um, from what I know, the first time you ever killed anyone was the day that your ability awoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't the first time, but
It wasn't the first time.
it was probably the worst time.
Yeah, it was probably the worst time.
Yeah, he's probably. I think just the fact that he's had his ability for so long now, or not long, but he's just used it so much, and he's always like had it like as a crutch there ever since like that happened. I think it probably is a bit traumatizing that he might lose that going into the mines and not be able to defend himself at all. Um, and I mean, he's probably at this point. I think he's kind of not over Rose, but he's starting to get kind of like used to her not being there. If that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Um, Hale,
Mm-hmm.
you don't experience anything magical, but it does feel at this moment predominantly those fears that you saw, specifically between your brother, your mentor, and everything that you knew that you feared. What is something that you think Hell fears that he didn't know until that moment, that he saw in those visions that he was forced to see?
Uh, I mean, he's feared a lot of that stuff before. Maybe the fact that his brother could come back and could take control of his life again. Like he's gone so far, and it could just all be for nothing, and he could be back under his like foot again.
You,
Caleb?
yeah, I heard you.
Oh, okay.
You're afraid of being a puppet.
Yeah.
At your current emotional state, when you're trying to relax your mind and rest, the idea of being a puppet keeps coming through your mind. I mean, other than your brother, have you ever been a puppet for anyone? You've made your own
Uh,
decision since then, right?
mm, I
You,
would say that he probably followed Georgie Jones's lead for a long time there after that.
exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Hmm.
You didn't really make your own decisions until you left for San Antonio.
Yeah.
And the first time you're making your decisions, you're hanging out with this new group of random people. Um, Pretty much the only people you've gotten to know and say that you're friends with since your time as a kid in the streets.
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Since your time as a kid in the streets.
I can't hear what you said before that. My connection's being a
Oh,
little
this
bit
is
weird.
the first time you've been making your own decisions since you pretty much arrived in San Antonio. These are the first people that you've gone to trust or gotten to know since your time in the streets.
Yeah, they're definitely the first people. There's not really anybody who's trustworthy in New York. Everybody has something they want or need.
So, does Hale feel like. What is Hale's feelings towards Georgie Jones?
Probably a mix of feelings, because he kind of feels in some ways he might have taken a little bit of advantage of his like situation.
Oh yeah, you told him that your brother killed Rose.
Yeah. Also, he's afraid that she's gonna find out about that.
Mhm.
He's very especially since his master is after him now, or his
Mhm.
teacher that was originally hired by Georgie Jones to do a lot of hit work and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like
but you
that.
guys know that that was the Harbingers that hired him.
Well,
Yeah,
I wonder how he's connected to the Harbingers, though, and that could mean Georgie
that's
Jones.
fair. Um, I guess all these questions in regarding especially puppetry. Does Hale ever fear that he's being puppeted by anybody? Even now.
Uh, I do feel like he felt like he was a bit puppeted by Alexander, just by the fact that he is the one who like stabbed or got the idea to stab the knife in him, and that kind of is what
Hmm.
started that. Um, right now, I think I don't think he's feeling like he's being puppeted. I feel like he's up against like a massive threat, and he doesn't know how to deal with it.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hale. Every time you rest from now on, I'm gonna ask you at least one simple question. It's not gonna be as long and drawn out as this time, and don't worry, it's for a reason. But you're gonna be asked a question about your mental state, and every time, you're gonna fully heal your emotional damage, even if it's a short rest.
okay.
Uh, but you feel, as you think these things through, your emotions seem to calm themselves. It's like when you had a stressful day and you just didn't have time to slow down to actually think things through, and you finally get that time, and you feel
Mhm.
that refreshing breath come through your chest, and kind of like that impending anxiety soothe a little bit. Um, but other than that, yeah, you just feel refreshed.
Oh, well, great. So I'm back to normal, huh?
Yeah, it feels. Never mind, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna put it on the nose. Yeah, you're back to normal emotionally.
Okay.
Um, and as you kind of are you like laying down in a room alone, or are you kind of like what are you doing in the bar right now?
Hale?
Yeah.
He's definitely just laying. He's resting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, as you
He's
kind of
getting ready for tomorrow.
as you
He's probably playing through scenarios in his head right now.
yeah, as you lay down in bed, you can't help but think a little bit, not too much. It's kind of like a passing move. What did that card do?
I have no idea.
Um, and we're gonna go over to Victor for the final
Oh
scene real
no,
quick.
not the boy dragon.
Dog,
Um,
don't fucking sick a dragon on me right now, dude. Don't do this to me.
you don't wanna fight
No,
back,
no, I don't want you to sick a fucking dragon on me. I would not want that.
bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just kidding. No dragon as of right now.
Thank God.
You head out west. Is there a specific? You weren't told exactly where he is out west. Is there a
I
specific?
suppose he wasn't,
No. I.
but you know,
It won't.
he's found a few deputies and sheriffs, and
Mhm. Um.
he knows where to look, sort of how
Yeah.
to look.
You don't even really have to look. You follow the path that leads westward outside, and right around here, not hiding. Um, he just has a basic wooden chair, out in the woods, uh, right next to the western entrance, sitting down, and he has a rifle in his hands, and you see that he has like a rag polishing his rifle, and he's facing away from you, and yeah, okay. As you kind of approach from behind, he just says, "Flash."
Thunder,
Mm.
thunder, right? That's the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's what Briggs told me to say.
Yeah, you got it. As you get kind of closer, you get a good look at this man. You see the sun has finally set, but the moon kind of refracts along the mist to carry light around the area. Um, and you get a good look at the man. He has an interesting set. He's wearing a cap, uh, kind of like a newspaper boy cap, with his deputy outfit. He has some brown hair that kind of pokes out from around the cap. Uh, and then he has a mustache that goes down along the grooves of his lips and curves back up on his cheek, twirling a little bit. Um, Very fancy looking, but despite the fancy and comical face, he has a very stern, unhappy expression.
Hmm. We haven't met. I'm Deputy Vance. Not for your sheriff, but for Jacob Wood. If you've probably haven't heard it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Suppose you're one of the folks that travel
Yeah.
and waltzed up into camp, huh?
That'd be us. Yeah, I was one of those. Yeah, I was one of the people who scouted out the bandit camp, got some info.
Well,
I suppose that was.
color me
I don't know.
impressed, I guess.
Thank you.
What'd you come up here for?
I mean, got a little hairy at the end. I would feared that they might have moved their plans up a bit, schedule wise. I guess I was just trying to see if they had started early.
Uh, Not started early yet. Wish they would.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty spooky. All those explosives. I don't know if you've seen the pile they got. It could certainly do what they want it to.
Well, that's why we got Tres Hermanos, or Dos Hermanos, Uno Hermana watching the entrances. I don't think they're going to get any dynamite past us.
I definitely hope they don't.
You see, he kind of like finishes polishing the barrel and kind of raises up and puts the aim on his shoulder, and he quickly like looks down the sights and then puts it back down and kind of inspects down the barrel again. Well, he kind of stands up. I'm Deputy Newman.
Pleasure to meet you, Newman. I know Victor will extend his hand if one hasn't already been extended.
Yeah, and he shakes it. He has a very lapsadaisical attitude about him. Like, kind of like the idea of like, I'm only here because I have to be here. And he kind of looks you up and down. Victor, are you using your normal face right now?
Yeah, he's just
Okay.
Victor right now. He's got his kind of dark green
You
sort of
told the
coat.
sheriff you were a wanted man yet?
It hasn't really come up.
What you wanted for anyways? He doesn't point his gun at you or anything. He kind of just sits back down after shaking your hand after saying that.
Well, if I am being honest, it's a bit unfair that it got jacked up so high.
I mean, I don't care what's fair, what's right, or what's wrong. I'm just asking, why is a wanted man helping us? Sorry, why is Deputy Vance helping us?
Well, I mean, I don't know. My little group here, we've been traveling around a while.
No
And,
shit. Your
yeah.
bounty was placed up in Phoenix and it just made it down this way.
Yep. That'd be, that's, I get the feeling someone else in my group, pissed off the wrong people up top. They hiked up, went ahead and hiked up what was on my head
So
just to make it a little harder.
you guys just on a tourist trip around the country? Well, why'd you bring your mosey on into our town?
Um, well, I mean, we had a few reasons to be here. I mean, me in particular, I'm trying to track down my absentee father. Heard he's holed up here.
What's his name?
Might go by Cassiel.
Cassiel Vance.
Funny how that works. Yeah. It's my old man.
He traveled through here.
Shit, is he not here?
He went up north.
Damn it.
I mean, he can't be too far. The northern path only goes up the mountain. No way down but back down through here.
Okay. I suppose I'll have to see him sometime if I stick around.
He said you're going to be following through. The only reason I really recognized you is because he warned me about you.
Huh. That, impressive. That's, wow. I wish I could say that's just like him to do, but I don't think I know him well enough to really say that. So,
He just said that son's going to come through and he needs some help finding him. That's all he said to me. I'm not interested in no bounty. Stay peaceful and I'll make sure that none of the other deputies catch a whiff about your poster.
no one else mentioned it.
Nope.
No, I meant none of the other ones have.
Not a word. They haven't been out of town in a while. We ain't got any messages from the governor in a while. Just so happens that I'm the only one up to date on who's wanted and who's not. I know you, and there's another one. I forget his name.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in my troop too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it doesn't matter to you, but
Not much
you know,
does.
I've definitely I don't know. I know it's I know people don't like to believe people that run afoul of the law, but I don't know. I've put a great deal of work into making sure I don't ever have another bounty on my head. Of course, I gotta get rid of this one first.
Mm-hmm. If you want to get rid of a bounty, you guys both got them from the federal side.
Yep.
You're on the wrong side of the country to get rid of it.
Yeah. We were planning to head that way at some point. But looks like there's enough shit stirred up here that ain't quite where we're going yet. But I appreciate your candid attitude.
Mm-hmm.
If I was here to cause trouble, I certainly wouldn't be trying to stop the bandits.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'd- he kind of looks up at you. And, yeah, he's sitting back down. You know, so what do you think you're going to tell your dad?
You know, I've been thinking about it our entire way up here. I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure I could just spend 20, 30 minutes just yelling, being mad, being angry. I don't really know what that would give me. I don't know. I don't think it'll be a happy reunion.
Sure.
Well, I say reunion.
Trust me, he gets yelled at a lot.
It does?
As long as I can remember.
Hmm. Well, that's comforting. Good if people, kind of lived around in the area, and I don't know. We'd heard this was a interesting town to visit.
Interesting is one word for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, you seem like I don't know. I suppose if you were the one doing this, it wouldn't really matter. Whatever. When I was infiltrating that bandit camp, well, we'd interrogated some prisoners afterwards. Their leader works for the mayor. They didn't say who. They realized they had said too much.
he kind of takes his thumb and scratches the corner of his eye for a second. I mean,
There ain't that many people that work for the mayor.
suppose it makes sense. Doesn't surprise me. Deshar's a little cretinous individual.
Yeah, he's my guess too. Assuming it's not just the mayor himself, but he doesn't really seem like the type.
Either Deshar or his assistant. The mayor's assistant.
Hmm.
But the mayor's assistant, I don't think she'd do anything too crazy.
My money's definitely on Deshar for sure. And another thing, obviously not their leader, but one of the people higher up in that bandit group. His name's Icarus. Tall fellow.
Hmm.
I'll kind of describe Icarus to Sergeant Newman, or simply Deputy Newman.
Hmm.
Weird guy. Not really sure what his deal is.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Gave me the creeps.
People around here are good at doing that.
Hmm.
Oh, before I forget, he kind of leans back in his chair and leans in his pocket and pulls something out and hands it over.
Yeah, take it from what is it?
It's your dad's. Show that to him so he knows who you are.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
it's a feather. It's probably about 8 inches long, quite long, and it has weight to it, almost like it has a little bit of sharpness and metal in it. Not like actual metal, but it feels like if this thing was thrown, it could cut someone.
Is It's an unusual feather.
Uh,
Is that what I think it is?
mm-hmm. Not much else it could be. He seems uninterested. Like I said, it seems like he could care less about anything he's been talking about.
Hmm. Well, good to know. I'll keep that in mind, and he'll, tuck it away in his jacket somewhere. Hmm. All right. Well, I'll best leave you to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I was able to catch wind of those bandits in the west.
Yep. So am
Seem-
I. He kind of says sarcastically as he sits there.
I hope the Briggs has got everything under control in the east. I'm not.
They're a little slow on the uptake, but they got a good head on their shoulders. They got my blessing.
Well. All right. I hope whatever happens, it's not too bad.
Yeah, shakes his head. Yep.
All right. I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, he
And,
kind of, as you kind of say that and head out, he kind of does look back at you and he says, "Son, it is good to meet you. Uh, I don't meet nephews often."
I mean, yeah, but you're like, just stops.
Mm-hmm. I ain't answering any questions, so go ahead and get along, do what you're gonna do.
It was nice to hear that I had such a big amount of family.
You're gonna be tired of hearing it soon. If you, he kind of looks up at the mountain northwards, head up there, and you're gonna meet lots of aunts and uncles.
Sounds good.
Oh, and he kind of drops. He doesn't quite have an illusion about him, but he kind of does look at you and say, with probably the most sincerity he's talked with this entire time, "I don't say the name around others, but call me Michael, and it's just me and you."
Will do. I'll see you around, Uncle Mike.
I ain't no. None of that.
Just because no one else can do it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, whatever. Fine, Michael. Alright, forgive me trying to have fun. Alright.
No. Yeah, as you head out, the camera kind of follows you as you head towards the mayor's office, but it trails off. We see the peak of the mountain that Michael referenced, and we also see the camera kind of swoop around in an arc over to the church, and within we see the duo that followed the trail there kind of placing in their evidence. And between these two shots, the tip of the mountain and the base here, there seems to be an air about this town. Like, you guys know of issues going on here, but it still seems like there's a layer of something hidden. They're not immediate pressing things that you guys can worry about, but something tells you guys that you've only begun scraping the surface. And the camera kind of swoops out, and we get a few shots of everyone letting the moonlight overtake the rooms and resting and getting some sleep for the night. And the final thing we see is a sky shot from the west and east. Nothing but dead calm. Dead calm mist rolling in ever so slightly. Till the camera cuts to black.